I don't know why I'm just sat there pretending like I haven't just been sat at my computer all day. Hi, guys! Hi! Wave at me. Wave at... Oh, Yo-Yo, please tell me you didn't watch... Okay, well, maybe... What do you mean you watched them today? I thought they were out yesterday. You're lying to me, Yo-Yo Legend. How dare you do such a thing? Only I get to lie to myself about how good I am at my job. Hey, Jekko. Hey, Yo-Yo. Hello, Yikeman. Hello, Wambo John. Hello, Illers. Thank you very much, by the way, Illers, for the 40-month resub rating. Hello, Jasper. Beep-a-da-bop, beep-a-da-boop, beep-a-da-bop. Hi, I'm on screen. Sup? I'm going to pretend like I've got the back... You know what? Let's switch this. Hot Take Energy moving over to Sam. How would everything change? They wouldn't be able to afford the wage. There's no way moving to Sam would allow them to afford that team. There we go. Oh, I've broken the immersion. There we go. Hi, guys. How are we all? We all doing good? How do we enjoy the show? I hope we enjoyed it. I had good fun. I always have good fun, though. Always just chilling with it. I'm... not drinking. I would never. Queso for the win. You're damn right, dudes. You're damn right. Well played to Queso. I didn't expect that from them. I'll be perfectly honest. That was exceptional. The point about Taser's time sky. Either they have it's either one of two things, and both of these are equally good, all right? They either have the greatest Rocket League scout in the world out there, or two, they are the luckiest people on the planet. That second one is not a disparaging remark, by the way. Being really lucky with this stuff will always be super good. How insufferable are Johnny and Stumpy going to be for the next week? Bad. Bad. I now know what it was like when we had the perfect bracket for Europe a couple of regionals back, when we got Guild winning the whole thing. And the NA talent couldn't stand us. So, but the thing is, I don't think either Johnny or Stumpy are the worst winners. I think I might take the crown for the worst winner, which is the reason why people enjoy watching me lose so much. Those two are very good at taking the L. I'm really bad at taking the dub. It's not great. Hey, doing Dannington? How do you enjoy it, mate? Enjoy it, mate. I at least had the good part where Johnny had to hide his insufferability by doing the commentary with me. I hope you all really enjoyed how we filled the time that we had there. That was pretty fun. Everyone else asks if they are right. That's what you need. You need people that are willing to commit to everything. I had a great time this weekend. I think this was probably the most fun I've had in quite some time working. I think that might have been partially my own mentality behind things. This was a really enjoyable regional to participate in. I think also LAN has sort of resuscitated a lot of people when it comes to how much they're looking forward to certain things. Right, I'm leaving two choices to you, Twitch chat. Do you want to play Jackbox or do you want to watch the Sam Major? I think you're all going to get you on back in the studio as remote for regionals, the new standard. I'd expect remote for regionals to be the new standard. It's a large cost for a studio. Firstly, you got to pay for a studio. Then you got to pay to get everybody to the studio. Then you've got to pay for... I'm literally just going to put everything out there. You got to pay for a production team that is going to get to those positions. You've got to pay for the hotel, the flights, talent just to be there in general, extra days for rehearsals because there's a lot more technical stuff, so you do actually need those rehearsal days. And you then have to compare that against what you're actually getting for it. By the way, shout out to Showmum. Also, be sure to wave at Showmum in the Twitch chat. Hello. I hope I made you proud, Showmum. It's just a lot of cost and a lot of work for almost not. You would either barely notice or wouldn't get any viewership gain. It's just not worth it. Also, I think having the big studio setting for a major makes it all feel so much bigger. If you have that huge jump in production quality between the two, that makes the majors feel bigger, in my opinion. So it has to be worth the cost, and I don't think it's necessarily worth the cost. Jackbox, Sam. Question is where can I just chat with you guys? That's the biggest one. That's my biggest question out of all of this. I'm gonna, I mentioned I love Jackbox. I'm actually going with Sam on this one. I just want to watch some South American gameplay because I need to catch up on South American gameplay, to be honest. So I'm going to throw some Sam on. And we'll just sit and chat. Sam will be there. Obviously, I'll pay attention. But I kind of won't pay attention. Okay, they're actually... So the good news is Sam's quite far into their broadcast as well. So I didn't want to be jumping in for like the nothing games, although there won't be nothing games because it's Sunday. So yeah, let me just switch the game. Rocket League, Rocket League. This is... No, I'm not saying it. You're not getting me to say it. Switch this over. How's everybody been this weekend anyway? I hope you've all been good. I hope you've all been safe. I hope you've all been happy. For a new super team. Yeah, somebody catch me up with some Sam stuff. I didn't keep up with necessarily the Sam roster moves. That's a weird sound. I've still got Jackbox in the background. Give me a moment. You haven't got like your running taps somewhere in your head, or somewhere in your house. That was just me. I'm bad at things. Fury at 8th. Why Fury at 8th? What are they doing, huh? Gotta get over themselves. Somebody tell me where audio. So Fury at 8th, and Aero just lost in winners finals. Oofed. I haven't done a watch party in forever, and that's kind of the reason why I want to do this. Because I had to give up doing the watch parties to go and cast RLCS. And quite frankly, I am disgusted as well. To a new team with no RLCS points in the full. It's been a weird weekend of Rocket League, man. It's been a good weekend of Rocket League, but it's been a weird one at the same time. Hey, Badgie. Sorry, I didn't see Badgie originally. Hey, Badgie. You tired, are you? Man, I was so tired yesterday. I hope it didn't come across on the broadcast. I was sleepwalking through the broadcast yesterday. I had such bad sleep. It was one of those ones where I knew... I kind of got up at like midday. My call time is like 2:30. And I was like, all right, if I have a coffee, I'm going to be up until like 7 a.m. and getting up for today's broadcast will actually be a pain up the ass. So I had to like no coffee, just sort of sleepwalk through the day. Shut up, Jekko. Shut up, Jekko. You're here ruining enough of my Mirror's Edge attempts. All right, who we got? We got... Oh, I've not heard that song before. That song completely threw me off. Well, Noble Against Dream Conspiracy. Is that the whole name? And we had 2 choices between the production stuff there. All right, how many of you expected Queso to be that good, though? How many of you plan on lying to me? At this exact moment. Versus Beard. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, that's right. Work the camera. I don't think it was noticeable, but I also may have fallen asleep during the last match, so... Fantastic! Cheers to everyone, by the way. Okay, I'm not getting green screen there. How are we doing for audio? Obviously, I know it's Spanish, so... I mean, I just lied to you, so it wouldn't matter if I did again. True. I can't believe you guys always are lying to me. Shogun, you're good at your job. How dare you all. Yeah, my intent for the audio, by the way, is just to have it like in the background. Let us all have a chat, Rooney. If you guys got any questions for me, now's the time to do it. I was really happy, by the way, this weekend with how the pre-show topic went of getting Jorby to give us some takes, and we had to try and predict. This is Portuguese. Is it Portuguese Spanish or just Spanish? Is there a different... Oh god, that's such a... Oh my god, Shogun, super stupid question, isn't it? This hair game is on. It's better than mine. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. I need it so bad. I got my hair cut just before the Stockholm Major, and I just haven't since. It's the joy of like Christmas and New Year. Everything's shut, and then you forget to book stuff in. So my hair is just really bad right now. Yeah, I think obviously they're slightly different. I don't know which one this one is. I'll have to ask them. But in which language? I heard, by the way, one of the talent brought up to me that America had somebody try and change what the national language was. Like somebody proposed a bill to change it to German. And to me, this entire thing would have fallen down because whichever language you propose the bill in surely wins that vote.
tava ali assistindo ali no backstage, mas tava incrível.
I don't know what they were going for there.
Mesmo, viu, Ana?
E essa que você comentou, essa perspectiva de possivelmente
Start the game! I really wanted to do that the whole time. Start the game! The US doesn't have a national language. Yeah, they do. They have American. It's American. How dare you? Some disgusting takes being thrown out. By the way, I don't know how long I'm going to be live today. I just wanted to... I started excess energy from the cast, so I was anticipating like a... Off topic, but how do you think SSG are going to keep up their level of play? Or was it just honeymooning? For me, I still don't think they'll be very happy. Like, they want to be NRG still. So, I think to them, they'll consider what they've got as like a minimum, maybe. I just thought you should cast it a game in American ones. I have one of those speech patterns where I put in like a lot of Britishisms without really knowing. People just go, oh, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, no, that would come across as quite British, wouldn't it? So that would really be tough for me. Yo-yo. As long as I don't have to use an accent for it, I might be okay. If you just gave me like a list of words I'm not allowed to say. Man, everyone's hair game is so good. What is this?
Ela chega muito com muita força.
Hate it.
A Numble é uma coisa sensacional. Para os jogadores em si que estão nele, também é sensacional. Já a Dream também veio para a parte inferior desde o comecinho até agora.
Could you give me an example of that, Algebra? Daniel looked unbelievable. Daniel looked unbelievable. Yeah, he was fine. I was really happy they actually lived up. Car. Well, they go for the hard R, don't they? Yeah. It's like R. Car. Yar.
Jogo de emoção, Volpini, mas o que importa mais do que isso muitas vezes?
Yeah, I was happy that Daniel actually played well because if you've made me suffer through an entire winter, constantly talking about how good Daniel's going to be, he better be that good. Time for that is rotate. Hey, Smither! Let's go after party. Woo! I want to do more of these. I was going to say it's going to be quite hard for me to do it for North America, but it's actually not. Because they've been finishing at like reasonable times over here. I mean, it's just literally past 8 o'clock for me. That's ridiculous. Hey, Boomer. Oh, I know. You already been around. Boomer, start off. How dare you get me to say hello to you twice? Who's the oldest remaining player who's in a regional this season? Oh, great. I'm being trivia'd. Oh, no. I actually don't know. I think who can maybe go for that. Everyone's like 16 years old. What Prem team do you support? I'm a Liverpool supporter. Although since I've moved into Norwich, I've become a little bit more of a Norwich supporter. I feel like the entirety of my youth, like, not really caring about Norwich. But now that they're near me, I kind of want them to stay in the Prem, just so I can go and watch some Prem games. Which I need to do sometime soon, actually. I'm surprised to see you streaming after a broadcast. I'm usually tired after the broadcasts. I just don't want to talk anymore, because it's usually, because we do the pre-show stuff. So, I'm usually around like 2 hours before the stream's even live, trying to get everything back together. And then there's like the whole, all right, go for that when we first get in. And then I do nothing, typically, until like the last game of the day for the grand final stuff, and you have to rebuild the energy. So it's just kind of all over the place. I usually just can't bring it in myself to have another boost of energy. Is Doomsy the oldest player to make a regional? He'll be, yeah, towards like... Is Doomsy like 27? He's older than me.
Muito bem, e vou te falar que nem sempre
it is possible that it's Doomsy.
Porque dessa vez meu
This isn't the Banner Grand Prix. Banner Grand Prix is next week, Smither. I can't wait. The actual close match was Queso Williams. I stand by what I said there, by the way. The reason why Williams Resolve did so well on that one is because they weren't playing at a significant pace. So it was harder for Queso to actually play good against them. Because you just have to take it at your own pace. You know, you can only play so fast when you're basically free man, free training. trying to get the ball past people. Yeah, I can imagine it's draining, especially since casting and hosting your throat sore. My throat doesn't tend to go too bad.
Eu também com o time da Dream, não tem jeito. Tô gostando bastante de ver os meninos jogarem.
These lot like each other too much.
De bootcamp.
No,
mas
boo! Boo! Hate each other!
eles
Ah,
estão
I wish I
jogando
could have the same
muito bem.
vibes as
A
us.
harmonia do time
Nah, my throat has only ever been bad once.
também. Mas eu
And
acho
that
que-
was London after I joined the crowd on the Saturday and had to cast grand finals on the Sunday.
Também vou de Dream, viu?
É a
You see the
primeira
tweet
vez
from
que eu tô
Prime? I did
fazendo os
not.
palpites, tá? Mas a Double vem muito forte.
Let me
eu
have a
achei
look,
muito
Ski.
difícil. É até interessante, né, Volpini? Porque você comentou dos artilheiros com o Royales e o Match, mas os nomes que eu
By the way, I
vejo
saw a
dos narradores
question
que
earlier
falam,
on.
Thiago, falar muito.
What's Prime's at?
E Sadness. E ver esses dois se enfrentando é um negócio de outro.
Someone asking earlier on about fan stuff. I don't know, dude. We'll find out when things get announced. I think everything is still kind of like we're moving away from it. I think everything's very much up in the air until you can actually 100% confirm we're not going to announce something about it needing to change. When was the last time you played RL? I played like a couple of weeks back. I just tend to like play with people. Actually, the worst part is I'm still undefeated. Your voice did sound a bit raspy, mate. Literally, what was my call going into the overtime for that grand finals? It was my voice was gone, but my spirit is high. That was true. I was like, bruh, could we like stop? I want to take a break.
Então tem chance, a realidade é essa. É Rocket League, adoidado pra
Nah.
gente assistir.
So my time isn't necessarily spent playing Rocket League anymore. I feel like that's wasting my time a little bit, considering other stuff that I want to do. So I spend any time that I've got analyzing like VODs or stuff like that. I just feel like it's such a better use of my resources, because I'm learning that time is a little bit hard to come by as an adult.
Sadness é o quinto artilheiro, tá? 20 gols pro menino Sadness, então ele não tá muito longe ali dos artilheiros ali do match e também.
So it's difficult for me to justify. Like Rocket League, you need a lot of time in. It is a game that you've got to commit to, especially to be any good at. And I just don't have that time anymore. Reckon you treat yourself to sushi? I'm all good, to be honest. I've had like a low appetite the last few days. I think I had a Rustler's burger earlier, like like not mid-cast, but just before the grand finals. Yeah, my day's just been eggs on toast and a Rustler's burger, and I think I'm all good. Also, I think the sushi place near me is shut. So, there's that as well. A Shogun impersonation contest. No, because Colin Stumpy would enter, and they'd ruin it for me. A long break today was just enough time for me to check out the grocery store, so I appreciated it. I saw some people on the subreddit just say, oh, Shogun and Johnny are like just talk about anything but the game. I'm like, yeah, we had a game. We've had one game. And I've been sat around it for like 15 minutes now. I'm going to talk some utter crap. And I talk some utter crap. It was great fun. I'd rather talk about that. It just seems more entertaining and more appealing to the viewer. I know some people want us to go all-out analysis, but I might as well just have a go at somebody at home who's just sat down and blame them for us the fact that we haven't been able to get playing. Why have we only got one team here? All right, I'm with Dream Conspiracy because they were willing to put their cameras on. Noble Esports are objectively a bad people. It's a real shame. Remember, I said you and Johnny doing a podcast after Charles yesterday. That was fun. Yeah, but that was kind of pointless eventually because we just started agreeing with everything. Love the banter personally. Taking one game to death isn't fun. It's not. Sometimes you just need to like just talk about what's fun. Have you ever done any improv classes? I know when I was having my visa issues, a whole bunch of the talent started having improv classes. For me, not casting, streaming is a good version of like an improv class. We're very, like, once you start streaming, you start to understand like how to make content out of anything. I mean, you hear it all the time during sports, like during football or anything like that. You'll hear them go off on tangents. That's the reason why people like over here for football, a lot of people like a guy called Ali McCoist because he will just talk crap. Wait, your visa issues over? Not really. We'll see how things go. I haven't needed one ever since we went online. So, we haven't looked into it. That's not sad. What's sad is if the whole broadcast was still over in America. Then I'd have some problems. In teams on cam was awful with COVID separation and rolling into now, which is in Western EU. I can imagine, dude. I can imagine as well, before it became the norm, people just not wanting to do things. They were running out of their window to their neighbors. I love the commitment. At least he tried. I wonder if a goal's gone in. And then just a bop. Hey, Shogun just passed by to say hi. I don't know what I'm doing to you now. I'm thinking, I tell you, my friend, to have a great stream. Peace. Later, yo-yo. Enjoy your night, buds. Baseball is the US is a great example of this. Wait, that cause from the World Championship. I don't know. Like I say, we're taking things as they go by.
Começando com tudo, segurou na defesa e no contra-ataque aproveita a oportunidade. Lá vem Sedgens para tentar.
See how everything goes, mate. The thing for me is like, it's nowhere near. It will never be the problem it once was. I think you said the thing in the middle of game 3 in the grand final. You saying, you know, just sitting down and stuff. I sat down and hit play. That's why I did it, because I wanted like 10 people in the world to have just sat down. You, like, when you've got 72,000 viewers, you know you can play the odds, and somebody's about to have a real surreal experience. I love stuff like that. You might as well. That was me. That's good to hear, man. Rather that than just needlessly talking about game 1 to death. There's nothing all that interesting to say. Queso playing good. Woo. Glad they won. Oh yeah. Now, I'm glad as well. I want like Europe to have like 4 or 5 like god teams that will just trade the wins between themselves. Always make the tournaments exciting. Let's waste some points. Stop waiting. The chat doesn't go quick enough or I'm gonna miss your message. Yeah, I mean, baseball's a long time as well. I imagine if you were doing commentary for baseball, firstly, so my apologies. We got a guy called Annie McCoy, so that will just go on complete tangents. And we love him for it. Because it's not saying about a love for the sport. Like, he loves football. It's just like, okay, granddad, where's this going, mate? Just taking this for COVID, so that's good. Hey! We love it, mate. That also means that you might be feeling bad at the moment. We don't love that, mate. I've already mentioned very recently, like, my entire intent is to sound like your mate. I want to cast like I'm your mate next to you on a couch, and I think we were very close to that today. But if they would have won the second best of 7, we'd had more content. True. Yep, I mentioned this the other day on my own broadcast, on my own stream, which is I'm not the caster and I'm not the commentator for the big, oh, can we have everything analyzed? I understand there are people that want it. I think it's good content to have. I'm just not the person to provide it. I don't think that's my strength, and I think we have better people for that content. My content is, hey, new viewer, I'm going to tell you why this is sick. And I'm going to get Johnny to explain in more depth as to why this is sick. But here's what, like, new viewer, here's what you need to look for. I don't want to tell you about in-depth rotations or anything like that. I just want to turn around to you and just go, hey, this keeps working. Keep an eye on this player. This is what he's doing. In like a sentence. Like, you would have heard it a lot from me in Grand Finals today. I'd like, keep an eye on the third man demos. It said almost the exact same stream. Says, yeah, we've come across, well, we've spoken an awful lot. We've had a lot of time to decide what we want to do. And I think our style is like unintentionally changed quite a bit. Evening multi. Ours was initially just like mix up analysis and play-by-play between each other. Now we're kind of back to normal roles. Nothing about it. Watch some of the Luminosity stream Friday. None of them knew anything about Rocket League. I'd almost find that really entertaining, though. I want to watch some like people that are unfamiliar with Rocket League just be completely dumbfounded by the stuff that happens. I don't think I've ever met Sober Johnny. Oh, you've met Drunk Johnny. Drunk Johnny's a character. We'll put it like that. By the way, I'm 100% drinking tonight. This is an unofficial after party. I can do what I want. Doing a good job of sounding like a mate. Every time I hear you casting, I think it might actually be like me. I remember that you utterly despise me. Oh, Zeta. I don't... It's not just me that despises you. Yeah. I enjoy what I do. The thing is, and I discussed this whilst I was playing Mirror's Edge, my commentary style is not one that is designed to get any plaudits from somebody that would ever tweet at us or somebody that would ever go on the subreddit of us. My entire commentary is for the person that's tuning in for the first time. So, if I get any... If the people that are actually speaking up like my stuff still... I'm going above and beyond the Call of Duty, because they really shouldn't be. I always enjoy watching good casters from Nova Games cast RL the first couple of times. Yeah. I just love people, like, watching Rocket League and just enjoying it. I love listening to smart people talk about Rocket League. I just want people to, like, have fun with it. Which mic do you use? The Shure SM7B, going into a Go XLR microphone, which means I can do dumb stuff like this. Hello! Yeah, we're getting rid of that. I'll have far too much fun with it. I've actually never used that since I got it. I didn't get to watch mainstream earlier. We'll watch it tomorrow, I think. I think it was good. There wasn't too many, like, super tight series, but there was so much good, fun games. Me and my ma are going to watch RLCS this weekend for the upcoming NA event, too. Sounds G, mate. Enjoy it. I remember me and Showmum watched the... Oh, what was it called? The E-League tournament, the one that G2 won with Crow. We watched that together whilst munching down on Domino's pizza.
Eu acho que uma hora ou outra esses jogadores da Numble vão ficar mais confortáveis dentro de jogo e podem ali começarem a ganhar. O problema é, se a Numble marcar, eu quero ver como que a Dream vai fazer, né? Mas isso, eu creio que é muito...
That's a very Bobby Scar kind of philosophy. Inform the viewer, set the scene, be the bridge for anybody not already attached, and let Toff get excited about the specifics. Yeah.
Então tem trabalho já feito por aí e eu acho que com certeza eles entendem como o time tá jogando.
I could murder a Domino's. Everyone's got their own opinions about what they want to do. I don't mind not being considered one of the smartest people in the scene because I'm not. I know enough to set the scene. And I know enough to know, like, what I want us to talk about. And Johnny knows even more than that to explain why what I've introduced is now important.
Tá? Ele é coach que vem para ajudar os jogadores quando estão naquele momento de dificuldade dentro da partida. Ontem no pausa tático a gente viu...
If I ever become pro, I want you and Johnny or Waven Chiefs to cast me first game. Do not want me and Johnny. No, because if you're losing, you're getting it. Like, it's one of those don't meet your heroes sort of moments. I don't think you'd enjoy that, mate. I know I wouldn't.
O mais importante que acontece aqui na RLCS da Sun. Olha o chute vindo da Numble.
No, that's the fun part. I suppose if you're up for it, then yeah, that'll be quite entertaining.
Tem bastante calma. O jogador da Dream conspira. Esse tiro de Knight tá bem posicionado. É demolido por Royales na sequência. Pode vir uma oportunidade. Yandias teve que fugir de uma demo. Rap tá lá bem posicionado.
Rex is the brain. Shogi is the colorful idiot. Yeah. I'll ask the questions that a new viewer might want to ask.
É feito e Royales novamente. Tentando vir no contra-ataque. Knight bloqueia. Royales novamente, a leitura foi boa, mas Sed conseguiu reler o que o Royales deu.
Sleeping Daz, such underrated casters. Yeah, I think so.
A dificuldade que tá tendo a Dream conspira de sair do seu...
Daz, I struggle to even say Daz is all that underrated. Daz, I think, really found his form during the major. Like, he was a content machine. Also made me realize how dumb people are when I see people like having a go at him. Like, bruh, this boy is like, he is bringing so much content to everybody right now by just going in on as many of these predictions as he possibly can. Never happened to you that you cast like a good friend for his first game? Dunno. I honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head, to be fair. Yeah, I love Daz. Daz is one of the most selfless broadcast talent that we've got. He is so happy to let everybody else around him look smart by like making sure we've got content in the opposite direction. I've always looked at the Daz since he gave 10A and Smad by stealing all their third men. Oh, wasn't Daz's team like the one that went 0-6? I know that one was really bad because like we had all of Europe get in. Woo! Oh wait, boo! No, we don't want Noble winning. Boo! We dislike Noble here. Daz is a professional social chameleon, like an animorph. We had like a chant for Daz after, I think, day 3 of the one. And you can see him like try and melt into the scenery. I love the bit where Stumpy stood up during an argument with Daz. Ah, they're both so good at that stuff. Any advice for getting into casting for RLCS? Just cast. I would say the way in now is significantly more viable than it ever was, because we used to have people ask me that, and I was just like, bruh, there's like one spot for a European. Actually, Joffrey, I don't actually know where you're from. But it was like European casters like asking, oh, how do I get in? I was like, bruh, there's like one spot, and I currently have it. Like, how do I say it's probably not happening anytime soon without sounding like an asshole? But I think just get your own stuff going. Maybe start up a Twitch stream. Maybe produce some YouTube content. Get yourself onto one of the Friday streams and see where things go from there. But the #1 thing I'm going to say, this is Big Papa Shogi informing you to be very responsible. Make sure you've got a backup plan. Make sure you've got something that you're working towards, and that commentary is one of the big, oh, if maybe sort of positions, because people that go into that thinking, oh, you know, I'll definitely make it, and then end up having like no money. Like my backup plan was, whilst I was doing trying to get into the RLCS, I was doing my degree in sports coaching. I know, look at the state of me. But that was my backup plan. If that doesn't work out, I was just going to do something. I was probably going to sports analytics. That was my initial strategy. I wanted to do something called video tagging, which is where you take video of, let's say I was working like the Norwich under 12s. Like they wanted me to just like, here's the last game that we had them play. You're going to go through, you're going to make sure everything's tagged up to say, all right, here was going to be a dribble. Was it successful? Here's a pass. Where did the pass go to? So what you do is you tag that entire video, so that way a coach can then look at all of the failed passes and see what is happening each time on those. I think Daz is a person who could often be a one-man show, but he understands the special overall when everyone is shining. He is so good. It's exceptional. But yeah, that's sort of my thing. Do casters sit around and decide who will commentate which match? No. No, we have, and I think we'll prefer it this way, we have as little input on that as possible. Have you looked at, let's say, CSGO during that last major, and everyone having an argument on Twitter and throwing the tea around? Controversy! Controversy! Sound the alarms! We have controversy! The P word. This is where you announce things and suddenly get blamed. Apparently, I make some of the admin decisions. I didn't know that either. But yeah, like, if you let the talent have control of that sort of stuff, you're gonna get people politicking for it. And I feel like Rocket League's main strength for the talent side is that everybody actually likes being around each other. Like, we saw a tweet go out by one of them just going, oh, you know, sudden surprise to everyone. Not everyone behind the stage gets along. I'm like, no, that is a surprise. You guys aren't doing very well with this. Weapon CSGO, typical thing of people that were higher up the trade, because CSGO uses third-party orgs. So, you know how Psyonix runs this. Other orgs will run the CSGO stuff, and people with a higher standing with those orgs are more likely to get more important games. And other people were not too happy about that. Where for us, if we don't get what we want, it's easier to say, well, fuck you. I know, I'm going to swear during this. Sorry, it's the after party. I can do what I want. But, you know, fuck you, person higher than us in the food chain. And then people that did get the functions like, oh, mate, it would have been good if you got it, but oh well, it looks like I've got it.
Mas uma parada impressionante que eu queria trazer é a Nubble. O como ela consegue colocar...
I like the yesterday when predictions were happening, you stopped the waffling and took control of the whole stream. Very pro. It's something I've had to get used to. I don't like cutting through arguments and conversations in like regular conversation, but it was like, all right, I've been told by production we got to get moving. You know how old you have to be to cast? Old enough to be paid for a job.
Hoje tá difícil,
Like 21, I guess.
Tô no Dream, tão dormindo, pá, tão sonhando com essa passada para enfrentar lá a Cru ou a Era, dependendo quem for. Lembrando que é uma MD.
I don't know. You would know NA laws better than I would.
Então emoção não vai faltar, mas é um jogo diferente, né? Um jogo psicológico, um jogo de
I need another drink,
xadrez,
by the way.
mexe
Do I get a white
com
Russian?
peça,
I'm not even a white Russian. It'll be a black Russian when I can't be bothered using
Então,
milk.
cada um vai esperando
I feel like it makes it
o
worse.
ataque do outro e olha, ele errou.
Look at everyone's good hair! Can we get them off screen, please? I'm getting really upset at this. They need to stop. By the way, after the NA shows, is that when OCE is on? Or no, OCE is done before NA is done, isn't it? Shogi bow tie, not a chance. We report Johnny for spoiling the results. You know what? Yeah, I need a new casting partner anyway. Get rid of him.
O Matt é o goleador do time, o Sedness tá ali em quinto, e o Knight, eles têm esse papel de um X1. É um cara muito bom, igual o KV1 na era. Então, se a Nubble passar, aí sim terá um cara KV1, né? E também o Knight, os dois protagonistas de um X1, como foram conhecidos. Mas vai ter que passar pela Dream, que se jogar igual jogou ontem, se o Ian...
Oh, God, this... I don't even know what Boyo's voice even sounds like. His microphone is so bad. First match you cast with Johnny. It was either... It was either when we both went to Insomnia the first time, which is like a UK gaming convention. It was either there, or it was for a tournament online called the Pulsar Premier League. Which was actually run by Findable Carpet back in the day. I know we both worked Pulsar, I just don't know if we ever worked together on Pulsar. I think Carpet was casting both regions. And I don't know if we ever had an overlap, but I definitely know we did commentary together at the Insomnia. The casters who I'd love to say, hey, aren't you nice? I have you know, Danny, that Multi talks bad about you all the time in my Discord. It is quite frankly rank. Sorry, I just realized I'm not hosting pre-show anymore. I don't need to stir the pot anymore. Why am I being mean? Literally, my entire job on pre-show is to like nudge the other three talent on the side and just go, "Hey, they said this about you." I'm shy and I know it. I'm not taking that joke anywhere. It's not fun. I don't want to say that. BBL was good fun though, Badgie. Oh yeah, did we play in that? We did, didn't we? We played one of the seasons before. Yeah, it's personal contracts. You get paid enough for RCS casting for a good job. And do you need another job as well? No, I'm Psionics take care of us is the way I'll put this. Psionics are one of the best organizations in the world of esports. Probably even I would go as far as to say the best right now. In terms of making sure the talent are well taken care of. And I won't go any further than that. Sugar lives off our OnlyFans subscriptions. It's amazing. Like, I just don't ever take off clothes. They pay me to put them back on. Every time they don't reach a pledge, I take clothes off.
Para continuar a pressão, manda por outra ponta para continuar pairando sobre a área da Dricospheres.
And like, no. That jumper, mate. Here's 40 quid to throw the jumper back on.
Mas precisa atacar a equipe da Dricospheres. Está perdendo por gol.
Oh, why Noble winning?
É estranho que o time da Dricospheres só fica na defesa. Eles não conseguem passar no meio de campo.
Hate this team so much.
Trabalhar o meio de campo do Rocket League é uma das coisas mais importantes. E eu
Disgusting.
do outro jogador que não tá nem na partida aqui, Drufinho, faz isso muito bem. E ele é
Rest of a lot of casters have been around since the beginning. Yeah, well, Song's been very loyal to all of us as well. Why do we hate Noble? They didn't have their cameras on, so I needed some reason to dislike them. One of my all-time favorite bits is being so fed up with you two that I got up mid-match to take a piss. That sounds like something Scrub would do, like in a semi-finals. RLCS and stuff will be around for years to come. I hope so. Our numbers are very good at the moment.
nervoso, dá pra ver no rosto dele nervosismo. A concentração tá grande, mas ali...
We'll never know. You know, it's... So to me, my opinion has always been, I always use Heroes of the Storm as my example as to why I should never get too comfortable with this sort of stuff. Always have the backup plan ready to go. Because Heroes of the Storm was like in a really good spot, I think, and it was just done. Out of nowhere, it was just done. So it could go at any point. I'm hoping it, like everything I see indicates that it shouldn't, but I always am of the opinion that trusting something to just happen for you is not a very smart way to do stuff. And to always have my own back covered. Anyway, underscore, now that you know why we hate Noble, do you hate Noble as well? Are you on board with the anti-Noble train? Have you cast other games beside Rocket League? Not as many as I should have done, admittedly. I want to do some commentary. I would love to do some commentary on, like, F1 esports. I think that'd be quite good fun. I'd also like, even though it's not that they very much shy away from the esports title, I'd love to do some, like, even give a shout to Damascus. And, like, do some fighting game stuff with him. I think I'd be in a good spot for F1 esports. The only problem with F1 esports is F1 esports barely functions. State of that game, man. Do you ever think that RL is ever going to also be in mainstream media? Other question is, does it need it? Do you think maybe, you know, Rocket League can make more money doing something else? Because, I don't know. It just seems like things are developing quite quickly for other ways of consuming. Plenty of other racing that needs commentators. True. I think I could maybe work my way up the ladder on that sort of stuff. I'd love to try some stuff, but I already mentioned to people, like, one of my main bits about why I feel like I'm good at my job is because I'm passionate about this one. And I can't fake that, as much as some people want to think that I do. I'm going to try and get some sleep. Love the vibe of this after party stream. Hope to see it again. Have a good one. Show you in chat. See you later, Zeta. Enjoy your sleep, Rooney, bud. I think I'll be as big as it is without Johnny. I don't think maybe some of the talent development would be as big as it is. I think a lot of its recent development, if I'm being completely honest, is how well Rocket League dealt with the beginning of the pandemic. Rocket League saw the pandemic, changed how things were doing, shifted money for independent tournament organizers to do their own stuff for a month and a half, and during that time came up with a brand new format. That was such a boom. We saw how much things just skyrocketed. Yeah, their way of dealing with the introduction of COVID couldn't have been played any better. Just didn't get on when we started, but in the season you can see just grew. Just love it by working on it. I think, oh god, I know people probably hate that I reference this so much, Multi. Same thing happened with Craig Charles when he started doing Robot Wars. Robot Wars is like BattleBots for North Americans out there. Which is... He started off the way it would usually happen is that he would come in, do the hosting stuff, send to the fight, whatever, and he'd go backstage and just do whatever for however long. And then as the seasons went along, he started getting more and more interested in what was happening, and you could see it. Like, you can very obviously tell when people have got a passion for something.
A bola vai sobrando pelo chão. Knight tenta no chute, manda na backboard. Tem Dias. Espaço pra trabalhar. É o contra-ataque, pode vir. Flica mal e vai sobrando pra Knight. Vem a Numble.
Yeah, but are those 35-plus-year-olds even our demographic, Schnick? That's... How many of them are we going to grab hold of? The problem as well with going mainstream is you then start treating it like a sport, and a lot of sports are kind of cut up with where they end up going. I think the land is worth the $1,000 it costs to go. Yeah, it depends on the experience you expect yourself to have. If you've got people you're going to meet up with, I guess so. I know people like Showman find it quite easy to participate in. Preferred format for regionals? I don't really mind, to be honest. I know some people don't like this one. This one caused enough chaos for me that I find it great fun. Oh, Noble! Stop it!
Vem com a gente.
Eu queria falar que tá esquentando tanto que eu tô morrendo de calor aqui. O negócio tá difícil, viu?
Yeah, I think it's more of a case of like, where do you sell?
Não tem nada de triste.
I think the hate for this format is undeserved. I think it's hated by people that didn't get the right side of the coin.
Sim, a situação da Dream tá complicada. Eu diria que vocês que o rap não tá nem um pouco feliz, como diria.
Why do we not like Noble?
Mas
Didn't have the cameras on, did they?
existe um universo que a Dream
Despicable.
faz a pausa e descansa agora um pouco pra entender o que tá de errado e o que precisa melhorar pra a próxima partida. Porque essa aqui eu tô sentindo também.
How do you feel after Team Queso won? I feel like I'm a drink in, and I'm pretty happy with that. How are you feeling, Fairburn? I like this one. Do not finish off in your group. Be prepared for pain. It's the same format they use for oh, what's it called? The Invitational, the International, the Dota thing. Actually, I really don't like how they do it for Dota because they use two groups, don't they? And they just have like 18 teams. They have 20 teams enter, and then we have 18 teams enter the next stage, and 4 teams are in the top, and like 16 teams are in the lower. I'm like, bruh, what is the point of this group stage? Like, there's just so many games being played for like nobody being eliminated. So I'm fine with it, and I feel like the team that would have won with any other format ended up winning anyway. I have $1,000 to lose. I put on SSG to win everything this year. I like bet for it. I have to like, I see these things available. I have to leave them because I don't believe it's ethical for me to put bets on. I think there are some websites out there for it. Not. I ain't pushing for nothing. You ain't allowed to blame me for anything. All right. Everyone's got my back. What did you think about Jolby's take on Beast Mode? As somebody that was trying to organize this segment, I loved it. I want more stuff like that. Wasn't that a format last season with groups when no one got eliminated? I'm not saying I was a fan of that. You're not going to whataboutism me on this one. I'd have to say I was a fan. We need to bring back singular limb. That's what we all believe in. Everybody wants singular limb. What format do you prefer? I just enjoy Swiss. Mostly because I just enjoy a singular limb part of the tournament. So I view the singular, the Swiss part as like a qualifier for the main tournament. He's right, but I'm also a big Beast Mode fanboy. I expect to see more of those. I think like we need to encourage people to have those sort of opinions as well, because I felt like I was going to have to really sell to Jorby because he is coming in here. The whole point of that segment is to have a controversial opinion or two. And I was scared that Jorby wouldn't want to do it because he'd be like crucified for having some of those opinions. So I feel like we just need to encourage that sort of stuff to keep happening rather than having everyone retreat into a shell of not being willing to go for this, you know, this entertainment at the end of the day. I can't believe Tokyo Verde lost either.
Tem pouco tempo para conseguir essa virada, pelo menos um empate para ir pro overtime, porque por enquanto a gente não teve esse overtime tão esperado aí entre as equipes.
It can be super confusing for new viewers to figure out standings and stats of the big picture. My makers was hourly sports, if I'm honest. Yeah. I think you'd be well in your rights to say it as well. I also feel like it's a secondary concern. People can say, oh, the format's confusing, but I feel like the amount of viewers you lose because of that is negligible.
Tiagão, eu vou deixar com você. Falta 2 segundos, o kickoff vai ser feito. Vai daí que vai pegar fogo, meu parceiro.
Vamos seguindo no kickoff. Ian Dias, a bola passou pelo meio. Rap não consegue o melhor toque. Knight tenta manter a bola na aérea, quer tentar fazer o terceiro. Manda pro chão.
And this is from someone that thinks that we could have better
Vai
formats.
seu terceiro game e chega a match point.
Olha, o Carajé, se eles não pediram pause técnico, pede agora, dá uma respirada, galera. Pô, faz o exercício que o Scrub Killa fez lá pra ganhar, pra passar pra final.
The biggest play with formats is nitty-gritty specifics aren't published ahead of time in the rule set. Yes, no, that is 100%. You say BDS is still the best in after the major? Yeah.
Dentro desse jogo, ele
Mostly because online results will never matter as much as a live result. Wow. It's a bit of a silent moment here. We're
a gente pode
there we go. There we go.
empatar
We're back.
essa
We're
série
back.
e levar pro
We're
jogo
back.
sete.
There was just a quick
Tem
commercial break
possibilidades
happening
de ser um
there.
time campeão.
Just getting through it.
Eu não vi ainda o melhor momento do Ian, não vi o melhor momento do Royales, até na vitória deles eu não vi que eles...
I will also fully say
Eu acho que
bringing
eles têm
format to me is
pra
like
apresentar, inclusive a gente já viu
kind of pointless in a bit of a way.
Então vamos
Because you're sat here with somebody that's just going, I just want chaos.
momentos, tá? O golaço
What format? Did we get some banter from it? Oh, yeah. I'm loving it.
né? A galera do Twitch,
I may be the wrong person for these sort of
eu acho
chats.
que às vezes eles podiam usar mais, chegar mais junto.
I think those who don't understand formats, I think those sort of viewers, though, are only going to really turn up for like semifinals and grand finals.
O time adversário chegar
That sort of level of viewer. You're not going to get a new viewer watching the whole of Friday.
fazer o bloqueio.
They'll probably tune in because they see Rocket League #1, and Rocket League is going to be #1 during a grand finals.
Jeito, velocidade e marcação ofensiva.
I mean, there's certainly more of an easing in
Falar a verdade, se
way for that. The only other time that I think we get other new viewers is for like the team streams. Like if there's like a fan of the Carmine, they're probably the best example because there's got a lot of non-Rocket League viewers.
classificou da última vez com a Dignitas no time hoje.
How do you feel about NA/EU feud? I don't-
Também super
It's got so long. I'm getting through it. That's how I'll describe it, Grill. I'm getting through the NA/EU feud. All right, I'm dragging myself through every conversation.
A mimir, eu diria, a mimir. Bom, realmente temos aí então a situação de 4 minutos pra Knight. Aí o negócio
What's
fica
KC
sério,
famous for?
eles
I think they're a streaming team.
extremamente forte na partida, extremamente
Somebody could
consistente,
probably give me a better answer to that, but I believe they're primarily like huge streaming. See, that's why we love Dream Conspiracy. I always call them Consistency. They're also consistently on cameras. The feud is eternal. You know, it's like being stuck with the one that's like one of the biggest like content providers about that feud. I don't know. I've always been more of like a team person more than like where the team is from. But I also understand it's entertaining at the end of the day. And I also cannot sit here as a what's the word? What's the word when you like say one thing but do another? Oh god, this isn't even a hard word to think of. But like I've been a part of these sort of events as well, where we're making content about EU versus NA. You sign profiles. I do, but we have a really strict rule about it because I thought it was funny. Hypocrite? Hypocrites? Yeah, I think hypocrite is the right one. For some reason I had C in my head.
Essa é a verdade.
The rule is you gotta get 3 coin flips right. We flip a coin and the heads or tails part of the Discord. Every night at midnight. You have to get 3 of them in a row right. Contradicting. There we are. That's what I was after. The reason why we have it like that is because I thought it was really funny when I thought of it. And that's about it, really. I don't really think things that far ahead. On Thursday and Friday, I have half days at school, so I watch all the V1 matches. Surprisingly, that is actually, you're objectively correct with what you just said there, because it is all the V1 matches. They're usually out after the Friday. Oi, oi.
É isso mesmo, o Royales tem que
Yeah, I love it. I think the feud has been like great content, especially the stuff that we got at the LAN.
Desse jeito que eu gosto de ver o time da Dream jogar. Eles têm que ali tirar essa pressão, tem que gritar mesmo.
You ever imagine a situation in the future where a third-party league hits bigger audiences than the main broadcast achieves? I don't really think so. I'm trying to think of
Matt consegue fazer uma demo. Chute!
I think we've even had like some tournaments that might have been get there.
Consegue
I know.
uma oportunidade. Que demo faz o Matt.
I'll give a hearty I don't know to that one.
Trabalho, né, meu parceiro? Joga, faz ali, já corre buscando o boost do
Oh,
ataque,
shut up,
mas não
Multi.
só o boost,
Ah,
mas
the state of my Mirror's Edge
o
Deathless
adversário
attempts.
que ali tirou
They're
totalmente
really
a
bad.
defesa de controle. Mas vamos ver o que vai acontecer, Thiagão. Tá 1 a 1, tudo pode acontecer.
Muito bem, já tem explosões acontecendo.
Yeah, I do hope actually. So someone mentioned the Jorby take on beast mode. I hope people did enjoy that segment. I was like workshopping that segment for so long. I had like a couple of different versions of it. There's one that I want to do. We want to adjust it actually next time, where we're going to get all 4 of us in. We've got to try and predict who it is. But it's going to be somebody on the desk that's with us. So somebody has to fight against their own points to get it away from them. I think it was actually our producer that said that. And we're like, oh, that's amazing. So shout out to Johan. Our producer, by the way, is the best. I love our producer so much. It's yeah, everyone keeps saying Among Us for that whenever it's been brought up. I think that's brilliant. I think he's hit an absolute banger for that. Let's go! Let's go! Literally, I looked to the left on occasion. Let's go, Dream! I love being a fan. Does anybody else do this? If they've got like a mate or something, and they just like, there's nothing on. I've had sometimes we're just like, there's nothing to watch, so we'll throw on like a random esport, and we'll just pick a team. Like, you get that team, I get that team. Actually, it's more fun when you both pick the same team to just go all in on being a fan. We've done that with like Tekken. That was great. I loved doing that with Tekken. The other one as well is me and Lawler started watching. Oh god, I'm really gonna rely upon some North Americans here. We started watching Major League Football or Major League Soccer. It's MLS, isn't it? And we're watching a Kansas City team. And there was a guy called Johnny something, and we were just sat. Every time he took a touch of the ball, we were popping off. It's like, let's go, Big Johnny! Woo! Every single time we were having a sip whenever Johnny got a touch. And then he scored! Like, out of nowhere, Big Johnny went and got a goal to win it for Kansas City. Loved it. Honestly, if there's any way of just having dumb fun, that is the way to do it. No one here watches soccer. I know Dig Dog does. Big cheeky Dig Dog. Yeah, you guys just steal off our bloody retiring players, don't you? No, he's spoken for all of you now, Veman. No, nobody. You've got to commit to it now or be quicker next time. He has spoken for you. Not a fan of that. Is this what it's like? I'm done making fun of you guys now for liking teams. This is painful. This gives me owies in my soul. There's only one way I can fix this, and that's probably by going to get myself a Black Russian cocktail. Oh, it's such a shame. Can I get some sads in the chat? Johnny Russell, that's the one! Yes! Johnny Russell. The absolute legend. Johnny Russell is my favorite footballer whose name I will never remember. Johnny Russell, quite frankly, deserves a knighthood. I think it's weird to have your team name in your in-game name. I think they can maybe do it for, like, we got the tags, don't we? Yeah, no, having the whole thing's a bit odd. It was okay when we didn't have the in-game teams. I don't really think you need it anymore. Oh, so wait, it's only one of you. If you're gonna have it, have all 3 of you do it. Mathis just sort of by himself over here.
Quase.
Is it a bit like supporting a random team you've never heard of after taking control of the I mean, to be fair, yes, Barside. It is exactly the same as our love for Albion Rovers. They gave me a shot, alright? We couldn't win much, but they gave me a shot. It's just exactly. Noble don't give us many good reasons to like them. This isn't one of them. I can't believe I'm gonna... Hey, Barside, do you want to be a mod for once? I got this one, lads. I got him. Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's an 11-day timeout. Oof. Sorry, guys. I closed my eyes, and that's just what it ended up being. That was mean. I'm sorry. Oh, come on! I looked away!
Jogadaça aí do time da Noble.
You know what? I'm unmodding Barside purely for this. Look at him! Got Stumpy's eyesight.
Mas não conseguiu fazer defesa, o chute foi incrível. O time da Noble soube jogar, aprendeu como a Dream vinha jogando, mas a Dream não conseguiu fazer o papel dela, que era atacar. Era um time bem ofensivo, mas eu não vi.
I'm unconsolable right now. I cannot believe what I'm looking at.
Muito mais do que ela jogou, né? Mas parece que quem pegou o livro da Dream foi a Noble, que leu certinho, soube todas as táticas e 4-1. Eu não esperava um 4-1, viu, Ana?
It's just somebody with a lazy eye or a glass eye. He's got a lazy eye. For a man that works so hard. We've all got bad, but like this is the reason why I love our talent group. We've all just got like really low-hanging fruit that we have a go at. I've got my big round head. Cole's ginger. Johnny's got a nose. Stumpy's got a lazy eye. Gregan, nobody likes Gregan. That's Gregan's big flaw. Nobody can stand him.
Mas é o seguinte, realmente a Noble soube jogar aí contra o time da Dream. Foi embate mais.
It's all, you can always tell, like you kind of won the argument whenever any of us go after that low-hanging fruit.
Contra-ataque toda hora. Eles souberam as táticas da Dream. Gostei muito isso apresentado dentro de campo.
Oh wow! Don't you hit me with the horrid Henry references over here, Barside.
Soube se segurar na defesa. Ele não foi cara tão ofensivo. Soube.
Yeah, I hope we make some progress there. I think we've got some upcoming.
Time realmente. E o Dadinho eu achei pouco mais abatido, o pessoal tava pouco mais com vergonha, assim, vergonha, né? De ir pra frente. O Ian não conseguia ver. Fez uma jogada, eu acho que conseguiu fazer uma jogada muito bem trabalhada, mas de resto eu não vi a Dream tão bem igual eu vi nos últimos 2 dias.
I'll just keep looking at their hair. I can't keep looking at their hair. I need to go and get a drink. It's absolutely doing my head in. I mean, look at the state of this. Look at it.
Mas apesar de tudo isso, ficou sadness. Mas apesar de tudo isso, eles se consagram.
It's just bad, man.
Nesse primeiro regional, o que não é pouca coisa, considerando todo o nível que nós acompanhamos desde o primeiro dia. Então agora eles se despedem.
That's cushioning on that headset. It's like Gregan's headphones. Gregan's headphones make his head look tiny. When drinking could not be me. I know that would be incredibly unprofessional.
Vai beber uma água. O Thiago e o Acarajé se despedem, mas eu e o Volpini a gente volta com vocês aí de casa.
Do they have a trio? By the way, I didn't notice for a second, but they had 3 on when they had the break, didn't they? Were they trio casting online? If they were, that's impressive. Is Gregan's height tiny, or is it just next to yours in the Morty view? It's probably a bit of both, to be honest. No, just 2. I was going to say, we did trio casts for RLCS X Finals. I cannot state how difficult that is to do. You're trying to figure out who's talking next without really knowing. We got each other, like, we figured out some answers to it. We got each other into calls. Where we could be like, hey, it's me next, it's me!
Pois é, Thiagão, mas falando assim, parece que só teve NA e EU durante todos esses playoffs, que não foi o caso. A gente não pode deixar de citar a equipe da Cindy Rock.
Alright, I will be right back. Like, literally 5 seconds. I require hydration.
Não conseguiu segurar o embalo da equipe da NRG e acabou perdendo por 4-2, mas jogando muito bem, viu?
É isso mesmo, Dudes. Jogaram muito bem. Uma promessa aí pro próximo Major. Mas foi assim que acabaram nossas quartas de final. E para as semifinais já tivemos confronto entre times europeus, BDS e Semper, não é mesmo, Dudes?
É isso mesmo, Thiagão. Nessa partida, Semper não teve a sorte que estava tendo, infelizmente. Não conseguiu parar a Team BDS e acabou sofrendo um stomp e sendo eliminado logo na semifinal, acabando para eles ali o torneio.
Enquanto isso, no outro lado da tabela, FaZe e NRG se enfrentaram. A última vez que as duas equipes tinham se enfrentado foi na final do primeiro regional e, por sinal, foi a única vez que se enfrentaram durante todo o split. E dessa vez deu o NRG, conseguindo jogar muito bem, prevaleceram o seu bom momento que vinham tendo depois da vitória sobre a Saint Rock e foi a segunda classificada para a final do Major.
E finalmente chegamos na nossa grande final do Major, que foi decidida entre as duas tops regiões do Rocket League, a Europa e a América do Norte, com os times representantes BDS e NG, respectivamente. A BDS que começou um pouquinho com o pé atrás, aí, mas teve tempo, estudou seu adversário e fez aí a primeira série por 4-1, garantindo o primeiro 4-1, garantindo o primeiro
momento. No início da segunda série, uma coisa curiosa aconteceu. Os jogadores da NRG estavam rindo, estavam tranquilos,
I'm back.
E bocas, caretas, tentando fazer um ou outro rir durante a partida, o que gerou até umas situações bem...
I did the stuff.
Mas alguns apontaram que poderia ser...
He's proud of me. I know he is.
Jogadores. Mas eles mesmos disseram, após a partida, que eles estavam tendo tanta diversão do jogo, jogando contra um time top de linha contra a BDS, que realmente estavam se divertindo demais e aproveitando ao máximo aquele momento.
É, Thiagão, aparentemente essa postura deu uma ajudada, conseguiram aí se recuperar, venceram até 2 jogos ali no time. Realmente conseguiu dar uma mudada para esse segundo momento.
That's a drink.
Mas não foi suficiente para parar o trem bala que foi essa equipe da
I think Astromic's name is Astral plus Atomic or just a coincidence? It's just a coincidence. You probably had it for a while. A little bit, Camshaft. A little bit. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with this one. It's usually not that bad for me.
Os jogadores da equipe da BDS, então foi bem legal ver esse momento aí onde teve essa confraternização.
I've done 2 shots vodka, 1 shot Kahlua.
Do adversário, foi bem
I think you should all use the Jeopardy buzzer system to determine who gets to speak next on cast. We have to have like different sounds for it though. I think that's the way to go about it. Fastest press after a goal.
Muito ansioso porque esse Winter Split vai trazer.
I don't understand drinking. I mean, I can talk because I've never done it because I'm underage, and that would be bad. That would be bad. Don't break the law. Be better than us.
Logo mais já vem mais um joguinho da nossa LCS, hein? É nóis.
I don't know. Drink is all good as long as you're like responsible. It's not really any sort of big thing after that. Also, have a conversation all day with Greg and Stumpy, Cold and Johnny, and you'll figure it out real quick. How do you get the worst hangover? I've actually still yet to have a hangover. I've been somewhat drunk like twice. The thing for me is like I recycle through alcohol pretty quick. I will hit the stage where I just don't want to drink liquid anymore quicker than I won't want to drink alcohol. I'll get to that first bit, but quicker than I'll get to the second one. So I really, really struggle to get drunk enough where that would ever be a real problem for me. I typically quite like drinks like this, ones that I can just leave around and sip for like the whole night. I didn't realize how many like good like club tunes we've got in the rotation. Yeah, I think it was the exact same actually when I was younger. I was honestly the exact same. I don't think I even had any alcohol until I met up with Cold and Stumpy. So now we know who to blame. They had a 24-hour stream to celebrate a subscriber count. I think it was like 100 subs they got on their channel. And I went over, and I think it was something called Dragon Soup. It's like a energy alcohol thing in a can. That's how I feel when drinking beer. Oh, mate, if I tried drinking beer, I honestly just wouldn't be able to do it. I can't drink beer to start with. I can do some like craft beers, but it just tastes horrific. Nah, I was the exact same. Like, as long as you're all responsible with it, if you've had problems, you know, just all right, stay away. Your accent is sick when you say beer. It's a shame I can't say it too much on broadcast. I used to drink a lot of beer before I'd sleep. I walk and peed in the hemp. I think that's the moment you need to stop. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. That's actually a sad story. Never acquired a taste for beer or coffee. Coffee, yeah, I'm kind of... I'll admit I'm kind of reliant on coffee. But I do always have, like, a break day. So whenever... if I announce, like, I'm having a day off from streaming or I'm just not on commentary, I will try my hardest not to drink coffee that day. So, like, make sure I don't become dependent on it. Because then you get the people that are, like, need 6 coffees in a day just to function. So I'll always just, like, all right, stay off on that one. Make sure it doesn't become a cycle. Nice little, yeah, exactly. It's like the people that you hear, like, who have a pre-workout. The caffeine addiction is... Oh, I know plenty of people. And most of them are artists. Unsurprisingly. That have a caffeine addiction. Same but have, like, soda addiction, isn't it? It's like, it takes forever to wean off. I mean, me you're describing. We're all having a go at you. It depends, Joffy, on delivery. And if you're any funny about it. That would not be good, Grill. I know I get... So, I have like a bit of a caffeine intolerance. So, I don't need much. Like, I have one coffee and I'm like laser eyes for the rest of the day. So, that's kind of a good thing, is I don't need much of it. We're all back to hating Noble. Square, do we hate Noble? Get super. I do get super wild. You'll notice it actually because I'll like. I used to have like a coffee in the morning on like grand finals days of majors. So like definitely London this happened. And I had a Red Bull. I do not let me touch Red Bull or any sort of energy drink. I cannot understate, okay? If people think I'm shouty at the best of times, and you let me have an energy drink, you're done for. Okay? The shouting will not stop, because even when I shut my mouth, you'll hear my soul screaming. But yeah, before like things like London or the Washington Grand Finals, I had that as well. I had I had like a coffee in the morning and a Red Bull just before we went live. And comes up with different hair color each broadcast. Isn't that like unhealthy for your hair? Aren't you supposed to like not diet all the time? You're not shouting, you're animated. Oh, I love that. That's such a nice way to put it. It's oh, okay. So you don't bleach it. Oh, right, all right. I wasn't like having a go at him. I was just curious because I swear like it wasn't a thing you're supposed to do. But I also see a whole bunch of people on my timeline do it. Whose head looks so smooth. That's definitely a person that suits being bald. There's some people that just should be bald. He's one of them. He rocks being bald. I said, I'm livid. They're all doing much better with my hair. It's genetically engineered like a chameleon. The soulless, unexpressive leech. It's amazing because I'm kind of the same whenever I'm off camera. I'm not really much of a reactor. Like, whenever I'm playing games, I'm silent. Like, things like that. So it is very, very different for me. Can also be very. That's the reason why I find it so tiring as well, because it is so much out of my own norm. Boo! Let's go Air Eternity! Let's go Air Eternity! Let's go Air Eternity! This really isn't a very creative chant, by the way. Let's go Air Eternity! You get no prizes for guessing what the next lyric was going to be. Calm Shogi is a much different shogi. I think this is Calm Shogi, kind of. Like, the regular talking is, I've actually tried using this voice a little bit more during the casts this weekend. And the reason being for it is because this is the dumbest thing in the world, but I'm going to give you some insight as to how easily something so small can ruin some of our own work. I did not have my own feedback into my headphones being loud enough, so I can hear my own voice, like, a little bit. But what was happening is, I had everything else louder than me, so I had the Rocket League game, and I had, like, the music I listened to, and, you know, my co-caster / production, significantly louder than I could hear myself, which meant I started shouting just so I could hear myself, because I thought I was being too quiet. And it was, like, subconscious, and I was aware of it being subconscious. And today and yesterday, I upped the amount of in-ear stuff, so that way, I'm now louder than everything else, and it means I can keep a more steady tone. But it is such dumb things like that that can make you do something that you didn't want to do. Callum turned me up, Shogun, at it again. Oh, you know me, I'm such a cheeky scamp. Alright, we're all on Team Error here, aren't we? Good to know. Only audio feedback in Discord. No, typically it's kind of built into your microphone or your, if you have one, a mixer. So for me, that's all part of my own mixer on the Go XLR.
Pelo cansaço. Se não for isso, se eles fizerem mais ou menos o que a Era fez lá, de levantar, fazer uns exercícios, se manter com o hype ali em cima, eles têm mais chances, Salt.
Ana, e olha, por incrível que pareça, pasmem todos.
There might be a Windows setting, but I think it's delayed. I think it's one that will throw you off.
Pelo que eles têm apresentado no dia.
Eu vou twittar, peraí.
I need to brag real quick. I do tend to brag quite a bit, but I don't brag about things that I actually think that I did quite well. Those are the ones that I avoid. There was a time, I think it was last season, where I think I did something that is, like, biologically impossible. And what happened is we had a production issue where we could hear back our own audio about half a second to a second after we said it. And anyone that's ever had that done before will realize that you kind of just shut up when you hear that. For some reason, it's like something in your head will just make you be quiet the moment you hear yourself on a delay. And I had to fight through that for like 10 minutes. I got used to it after 2, but there was just so long of having to completely blank out that I could hear myself on a delay. And just not do that part of my brain that is telling you, be quiet. Why are you talking? I was so happy with that. And it's one of those things no one's ever going to notice until you bring it up on an after party. Here's a setup without side tone anymore. Okay, I just don't trust myself if I can't. Yeah, I'm the exact same, Badgie. I feel like as well, because you've got headphones on. Like, it's easy. If I took my headphones off, I can regulate how I'm talking quite easily because I can hear my own volume. Put my headphones on, and if I'm now muffled, I'm now going to start trying to talk over the top so I can hear myself through my own headphones. So I feel like I do need that feedback just to make sure I'm not now suddenly trying to shout over to hear myself, which is, as we've already proven, something I will 100% do. There's legitimately a device that people made that does that, and it completely messes everyone up. Like I said, I was so impressed with myself. It was such a dumb thing to be impressed with, but I was so impressed with myself that nobody seemed to notice that there was a problem there. Boo! South America predicting Noble. Do they not even know? I'm SMHing my head right here.
Aérea é um time que a gente sempre coloca bastante expectativa, né? Querendo ou não, são
Cannot
bons
believe it.
jogadores ali, né? Às vezes acaba, né? É natural, né? De qualquer
Maybe of
time
Ed
ter
Sheeran where
aquelas
they have noise
situações e
cancelling
tal,
headphones and hear
mas
them, so
a
it's like
Aérea
2 seconds.
um time,
Ugh.
sempre
We want the
muito
upset like
complicado. Eu,
APAC.
pelo menos,
Boo.
gosto bastante dos meninos.
Unless
Mas
Era
eu
suddenly don't have their cameras on, at which point, you know, I'm hoping that all of the internets go.
Da parte de cima do chaveamento, viu?
APAC was great to watch today. Like, I was really struggling with the pre-show. One, planning it, and two, actually hosting it because I just kept looking over. I think the one thing I failed to do is I actually didn't acknowledge when the match was over.
Mas assim,
I actually don't think I mentioned the APEC result when it was done. That was, yeah, that's on me. I should have done that. I see it, Joffy. Enjoy your night, buds. You want about to carry? You better be.
Aqui essa votação até mesmo no chat. Mas Opini, já que a gente tava falando da regra do ex e toda essa
Boo.
brincadeira.
Yeah, I'm bad at my job. Hey, all the other three were watching as well. They could have done it. I got a whole pre-show to go for. I gotta make sure I got Jobby into a call.
Quando a Fúria não foi campeã da última, foram 3 regionais do Fall Split. Quando a Fúria não foi campeã, quem foi campeão foi os
There's some cool
da
ideas, by the
Era.
way. I think the talent are getting very open to being wrong. That's a big thing you need to be able to do, by the way. If you're on RCS talent, you gotta be willing to be wrong and to make content out of being wrong. Because when you're not doing that, it's always just gonna be very boring predictions. Oh, BDS are gonna win this because they won everything. Alright, yeah, cheers, mate. We're already gonna get so much. I sent a link in the chat while I get it timed out. Take the no for either of those answers, but you can send something. I don't believe it's auto timeout. I love my Nightbot. That is the best command any Nightbot has ever got. Johnny will backing out of his prediction. I don't think Johnny did. I know Gregan did. I'm going to admit / be wrong. It's not. I think it's not necessarily a character flaw when it comes to being talent. It's just we had such a long time where talent would be actively attacked for being wrong about certain things. Like, oh, they didn't get this prediction right. How dare they? They clearly don't know enough about Rocket League. And it set like a precedent amongst the scene. Oh, that is some fabulous hair. Ooh la la. It set a precedent where a lot of the talent just didn't want to put like out their predictions because the community just wasn't reacting very well to them. And everyone's slowly drifting back over to the part where we're willing to do big dumb stuff because it's fun. And being right is a secondary priority. Unless we really want the prediction. Like today, I wasn't joking around when I said on we get very obnoxious when we actually believe in our predictions and they end up being right. Because it's just so much fun. But that is, at the same time, this is the reason why I go back again to us trying to sound like a bunch of mates. If you were right about prediction, you would be a complete asshat towards the rest of your mates as well. You'd be like, yeah, come on, who got it right? Oh, it wasn't you lot, was it? I definitely know we would do it in the UK. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with that entirely. Just chill with it. I don't know. My opinions when it comes to Rocket League isn't really that in-depth. Just chill with it and have fun. It's a cool esport that is popping off. We should just enjoy, you know, obviously point out things that can be better. I'm not obviously advocating that, oh, just like what you got. But I do want us to all have fun with it. Pixel on the screen. Yep, and it's pixels on the screen where we get to pay people good money. And that, again, is not a, oh, I can't believe people are getting paid this much. I'm so happy that people get paid this much to play this game. As someone that came over from the Battle Cars scene, no money involved at all. Do you know the most money I ever earned from a Battle Cars tournament? I got second place. I lost to Wrong Way Woody's brother. I cannot believe it happened to me. I got second place in a tournament. I got £35 of a PlayStation Network gift voucher. That was actually probably the highest prize pool in Battle Cars history. Every other time we'd like win for like a forum tournament title or something like that. And you would pay. Oh, mate! I could buy so many games with that. I don't actually remember what I bought. What did I buy with that? I think I bought Mortal Kombat 9. Yeah, like, I think I'll always have a separate perspective from people knowing where we were with a very similar game. And now that people can earn such cool money from it, I'm like, oh, mate, it's just sick. So it's difficult for me to get too critical.
Exatamente, perfeitamente. Juntou a idade dos três aqui. Putz, não vou nem falar nada. E segue o jogo ali, a bola em disputa.
Ooh! Oh, I hate that they scored it, but it was kind of good. That was a caress into the back of the net. Do you want to go ahead? All right, cheers, mate.
O Homem de Gelo já aparece mais uma vez e o KV1 não conseguiu fazer a leitura perfeita.
I'm proud of myself for going live.
Não atrasa, tá no reloginho, tá na hora certa.
Amongst artists and podcasts, because they all like lift each other up. Yeah. I think that's a good thing that we have in the scene, though. Is I don't think there's anyone behind the scenes. Maybe they're playing a fantastically secretive game about it, but everyone is kind of pulling in the same direction. It's not, oh, I want myself to do better. There's a lot of it just like hoping that the game is going to do better. And I think that also comes from like giving some sort of security to people as well. Obviously, if people are trying to maintain a job, they are more likely to be more for themselves. There's now an industry growing around the game, creating jobs, etc. and spawning. It's just amazing. Oh man, I can't wait to see the support jobs. We're starting to see it at the moment. We're seeing more, like you heard Dignitas talking about their psychologists. I know Guild have a fair whack of people behind the scenes. I love the opportunities that are being created. Even for like I spoke about it earlier, how I used to be like the only European talent, and now we have so many more chances. Like even if it's not like full-time money, at least chances to earn money doing commentary on like the day one streams and stuff like that. I love that that's there now. Obviously not all of it's full-time, but it's more than we had, and we can only hope that it keeps progressing upwards. I mean, you can make it in esports ethos if you're trying to make it your job. That is the thing. You get a lot of people that sort of say, oh, how do you make it? And I go, get really fucking lucky. Yeah, that's about it. That's what it was for me. There's no, you know, pass this exam and you're guaranteed. Get lucky and make sure the right person known by the right people for the right job. That is a big one, though. If you're not known, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you gotta make sure people know that you're as good as you are. I made a tiny amount, not as much as sim racing stuff. Let's even put this into context here, Multi. I don't think this is your intention at all with it, but it's a smart way to do it, which is your graphics and whatnot are put into my channel, my Discord, even in the sellout bit or wherever it's been. And then let's say anybody, this is how dumb like your opportunities can turn up in the scene. Let's say somebody turned around to me and just went, hey, Shogun, do you know a graphics designer? We need something for our Friday show. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I know a guy. That is how it could end up being. I know it's not necessarily the way you've gone about it, but you know, I don't see any problem with it at all. I'm well aware that you have to make sure people at least know you do it. Exactly. Only type of money I've ever made from games is from editing. Well, except from Tetris. That doesn't count. The only money I've earned from an event is I've earned £70 in a bar credit at an LA bar on like Hollywood Boulevard. I won both their tournaments. One of them was Scheist. That was a really, like, we should never have been teamed together. Nish, it's been great. It's been a real, like, refresher of a weekend. This is what I do enjoy, though. I can wake up, watch APAC, work EU, and then watch Sam. You just want to chill with Rocket League for a day. It's definitely there for you. The thing I don't quite like is, at least like doing after parties and stuff like that, is, I believe North America, when their show is done, they don't host anything, do they? I think OCE does their grand finals the day before.
ataque, deixar, vamos trocar um pouquinho, deixa o KB1 mais na defesa, coloca aí...
So that makes sitting down and chilling like this a bit more difficult. I also have my times completely wrong.
No ataque aí desse time da Era. Acho que uma mudança acho que é bem feito, né, ô Biancão?
Doesn't he have a follow-up broadcast?
Particularmente do Snip no ataque, eu acho que ele faz um ótimo papel.
Yeah, okay, Nish
mas
confirming
também
for
a
me.
gente, assim, se fosse pra eu escalar o time, talvez eu ficaria maluco, porque tem muitos jogadores muito bons, então realmente a gente conseguiria aproveitar todos os jogadores ofensivamente muito bem. A Nubble fez um ótimo jogo até então, dominou a partida, e pela parte da Era acabou faltando um pouco daquela ofensividade, né? Realmente aquela insistência ali na frente, e faltou, e isso foi o que a Nubble acabou fazendo e conseguiu achar os espaços ali na defesa da Era.
OC, Apex South, Mina, EU.
Do contrário, né, Salt? Vamos ver agora como é que os dois times vão se comportar.
I know. Yeah, sorry. I was like, did I miss Mina this weekend? I was starting to feel really bad about my job. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. It'll make after parties a bit more difficult to do. Because jumping into just watching this is quite nice. Also keeps me up to date. For as much of this as I'm going to remember. The other thing as well is, and I'll fully admit here, keeping up with the other regions is a nightmare. Like, having proper in-depth knowledge. I'll be the first to admit a lot of my knowledge of other regions is me typically waiting to see who qualifies and then just going on a deep replay dive.
Por muito pouco o time da Nubble não consegue, estão atacando demais, estão gostando.
At the end of the day, I'm spending more time casting European teams, so it's just smarter for me to focus more time on European teams. Oh, wait, which F1 car was that? Which F1 car was that? Oh, he's got a Red Bull!
Astrômico ficou louco.
Sempre, né? Mas é o menino.
Let's go, Stromic!
Tudo isso, ele chegou ali com o carro de corrida
That looks like a very light Red Bull.
É a superstição, tenho certeza, viu, Sal?
You should have picked the Haas. I need to see the Haas backwards. Casters 1v1 tournament. I'm trying to think which order that would go in. I think I can make semis in that, actually. Oh no, Gregan's around now. This would be more difficult. Who would beat me in this? Turtle would beat me. Corelli would beat me. James probably would beat me. Gregan would beat me. Alright, yeah, it's quarterfinals then for me.
É até engraçado, né? Observar esse...
Hey, Quetzal. I think I could beat everyone else if I had a bit of practice time. Daz? Oh yeah, Daz as well. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what Daz is like in ones. I don't know what some of them are like in ones. I think both James and Daz, I could potentially, like, scrape a victory. Like, if I'm doing everything right, I could maybe scrape a victory against them. The other three, well, the other two, I don't remember how many it was. Yeah, I don't really stand much of a chance against. I think Corelli's just too far above me now. Yeah, the rank. Do we have, like, a historic rank thing? My ones rank, when I was going hard in ones, I did like a huge grind for Grand Champ when that was the top rank. And then once I did that, I burnt myself out so hard. Literally, I was so tilted the entire time I did that. But I think my ones rank is like 1300 or so. If I'm like in form, or not even in form, just playing. We go historic ranks. Gibbs was a pro. Stater Gibbs. Yeah, my ones playstyle was like super replicable. Like I didn't have any mechanics. It's not ones if you're not tilted. I should never stream those. That was bad content. I was just pissed off the whole time. But I got it. That's all I care about. Hey, Crasher. I got it, and then I was like, all right, I've done what I wanted to do. I have no other goals here. But also, when I played, I was like 1700 twos rating would be my usual sitting point. Everything today is space. Apparently good enough to stream afterwards. Also, a cheers to you, Crasher. Good stuff on the broadcast, my friendo. I went about 158 from playing RL. It was TRLCS when I teamed with Gregan. Oh, man. Gregan and Brindle's a cheat team, Nish. State of that. How'd they give you that, teammate? I have a question to ask of you, all right? If you're up for it. That sounds like it's going to be a deep and personal question. I'm more up for it.
protagonista.
Oh yeah, no, I did beat a lot in my road to Grand Champ. A lot was 4-0 up on me, and I beat him 5-4 whilst he was streaming. That was hilarious. I need your opinion. Oh, okay. You need this like immediately? I don't know whether or not Soba Gun would be better for this. Aye.
Então, bola lá, bola cá. A gente tem aí mais ou menos 1 minuto pra finalizar. 2-0 pro time da Nubble. Ainda dá pra Era. Tem que ofensivar, tem que chutar pro gol. Porque se não chuta, Saltizão, não tem como ganhar.
Playing JRPG. Grinding RuneScape. There we go. We have an open discussion. Feel free to chip in whenever. All right. I'll give you a shout, because I do have some opinions. I'll make sure I write them down properly. Oh, I like the demo attempt. I'm just loving seeing the Red Bull. I love seeing these cars. I've got Final Fantasy 9 on my Switch. I need to play 7 Remake. What's the PC version? I didn't hear very good opinions on the PC port, but I feel like that's the only place I'll play it. Wait, did we even see error on cams? I need confirmation on this. I wasn't paying attention. I've done original 7 yet. No, Molly, I don't know if you remember it. We did a Would You Survive on Final Fantasy 7. And I died on that just after escaping like the first chapter area, I guess is the way I'd describe it. I died whilst grinding in the area you find Yuffie. Because I'm an idiot. And I'm not very good at video games, apparently.
Acabou perdendo a segunda partida também, muito por mérito da Nubble.
Crash Tap is mean.
A Nubble jogou de forma muito coletiva. Vocês até ressaltaram muito bem que tá.
We need somebody in a Merc right now. That's the power play.
Ninguém tá tendo aquele papel.
Switch to a Merc.
Tá todo mundo se revezando muito bem.
Do I need to replay Final Fantasy 7 though if I know everything that happened in Final Fantasy 7? That's the big question. Like, if I know all the plot details, do I need to play it again for playing its sake?
Inclusive, eu gosto muito de ver essa rotatividade ofensiva do time da Nubble. Estão jogando muito bem. Eu tô achando a Era um pouco abaixo do que eu vi contra a Cru, inclusive.
Okay. Alright, we're good then, Multi. Not to completely switch topics. Feel free to completely switch topics. It's a stream of consciousness anyway. Oh, Chris, as a caster, being on the front end broadcast, where do you see production quality of esports in general? And is it where you want it to be right now? I think there's always room for improvement. It's just slowly inching our way towards it and making the improvements. I think online, we're doing very good for an online broadcast. It's very difficult to make an online broadcast special feeling. Oh, let's not talk about that second. There are certain things that I wish we had access to. Absolutely. Because a lot of my pre-show work right now is just me breaking what we already have. For online, I think we're doing fantastic. For offline, we'll see where it goes. Honestly, there's like so much tech coming in that I just want to see how they utilize it. Remote broadcasting is the worst. Remote broadcasting for everybody is the worst. And it's something that I think kind of got lost as we went through like the COVID, the pandemic era. People kind of forgot that online broadcasts are not ideal and that we got them to a really good spot, and maybe people started to like expect them to be at a level that a live in studio or like at LAN broadcast would be, and it's just not going to happen, especially not commentary quality. We're never going to be as good online as we're going to be in person. It just is not possible. It was the Mad Virtual Studio thing last year. I think a few people have tried it. C920 webcams. C920 is like the USB Elgato thing, isn't it? I'm using a Sony A5100. Especially the lens, though, they use for those sort of cameras. I mean, it's been helped by the fact that we now all have the green screens behind us. Logitech, sorry. Yes. I knew I said it wrong immediately. I just hoped no one's going to call me out. Like, the green screen backgrounds are so useful, just having everybody uniform. I mean, even just doing this, like, you'd barely know, would you? It's great. I might even leave this on just to keep the mood going. Nah, I'm not. If I've got this on behind me, it makes me feel official. I feel like I'd have to be professional. I shouldn't do that. Random bad connections is actually very hard to tell. It's not a radio studio. Only lighting consistency and mic sound. Yeah, it's difficult to get everyone the same on that. I think the green screen's just more versatile. Like, we can do whatever we want with the green screen. The actual worst part about that camera is we had a backdrop last season. You might remember. That's actually what this current background is based upon. But because we're at home, everyone's got different sizes of houses. And some of us, especially the UK houses are not very big. We had nowhere to put them. One, you couldn't store it anywhere. And two, when you put it up, it was too big to fit across the entire room. I don't remember at all, Multi, but sod it, send it to me anyway. I feel like you're lying at me there. I would never say that. Yeah, it is impossible. But at the same time, I will maintain that it makes when we go to live events feel more special. And that's so big. Best production we ever had, by the way, was, if anyone saw the Gfinity Elite series, I think that was some of the best production I've ever seen. It was also a very difficult broadcast to be a part of because it was streamed on the BBC, and BBC is not allowed to have breaks. Like, because it is a thing that is paid for by the British public, it comes under the TV license fee, which means that we did not send a break between games. We just went to the next one. And it was such an interesting experience seeing how they did that, because that was a lot of work. Like, we have breaks for a reason, and it's to make sure everything's working. Yeah, so the only thing the BBC will typically advertise is other BBC shows. So they will have advertising breaks on certain things. They're like, oh, watch Luther or EastEnders or something. Or Match of the Day. But it won't be anything commercial. Man, Noble are just smashing them. I'm going to say this now. Noble are going to win the whole thing, aren't they? Just to spite me. No team's going to ever want me to, like, have their back ever again. I don't think most teams want me to have their back. The only one we can really tell when we're online is when we do, like, the third-party broadcasts, Multi. And we go onto certain people's streams. It's like, oh, no, all right, there's the quality. All right. There's some that, like, do scuffed really well, and there's some that, like, claim to be scuffed, but it's like, no, you're just not very good at setting up a good broadcast. It's hard to get good scuffed. And I think I'm always willing to, like, allow scuff at a single-person broadcast, like a Rizzo stream is allowed to be scuffed. An organization saying that they're going for a scuffed stream just means that they couldn't find somebody to do any graphics for them, or didn't want to pay for it. Ooh, I like the positioning. Hey, oh, Kraz. How are we? What are you guys using for stream rooms? We use Discord to chat to each other, and we use Google Hangouts to get everybody's visuals. Living the RuneScape life. Are you on the, So what's actually happened with RuneScape? Is it like a new version? Oh, Camera Tim, mate. I'm going to have a bit of a moan real quick. When we first got started, we were using Skype. That's all I have to say, really. It was bad. It was really bad. Hold up. OBS Ninja is really useful. OBS Ninja is what I used for the Shogi Awards, and that was quite smooth. What do you guys use now? Just I don't know what the production company in general uses, but they use something that requires Google Hangouts, which is all clean enough. They get like a clean feed from us at like 720p. 2 months-ish on a new account. Oh, okay. I like that, Kraz. I think it's OBS Ninja. OBS Ninja is something where you create a website room, and people can send their camera feeds through there. Use vMix. I'm not a major fan of vMix, to be honest. I've had arguments with vMix. I do like the way we do it at the moment. So what will happen is, if I show you real quick, I could create in OBS itself a... I'll show it on screen, actually. So, okay, I can't really show it fully. But let's say, remember for the Shogi Awards, I had things like this, where I had spots for everybody else. All I would have to do is go to each of these. It's now ruined forever. Oh well, I hope that doesn't do anyone's head in. And I just post in their link, and that would automatically give me all of their stuff that I need. So, especially from my level, where I just need things to be as convenient as possible, super useful. Yeah, Transition Manager is big as well. I actually haven't set up Transition Manager, although the fact that, you know, this visual, this one here, I've got like 3 versions that Radius made for me, but I've only got 1 set up. Transition Manager is actually how I used to use... I don't know if this is going to work. That's not. If I switch screen... Sorry, guys, you're not going to see things for a second. Oh, here you are. This stuff. Alright, no, I've apparently got rid of all of it. My bad. Did you ever manage to fix Stream Deck? I did. I did. Sorry, 2 minutes. Basically, my old transition stuff. Radius' stuff is amazing. Although I do feel like Radius really liked when I gave him a shout for a bit of work, because obviously a lot of his stuff is very professional and sports-like. And I just said, hey, give me Persona! Do me a Persona thing. Aaron haven't scored a goal. Boo! Wow. We said that we want you to start getting up to BDS's level. This is not what we meant. Yeah. Stream Deck is like the best bit of kit that has come out in years. Hey! Let's go. They did it. How dare you bring it up? If you didn't bring it up, they would never have scored. Can you share a link to his socials? I don't think I've seen his other stuff. I think his social on Twitter is RadJuiceMan. No cams, though. Yeah, they can get swept as far as I care. I bought a Stream Deck. I also upgraded to a Stream Deck XL. These Persona themes are amazing, though. I don't think I've ever shown, like... I had a whole bunch of stuff that I might show after this game, if I can get it all working. I mean, the camera border. So the camera border was designed by Radius, and then it being given this side as well as it being animated. By the way, it's animated, for those of you that haven't noticed. Was done by Andy Design. R-A-H, Juice, and then Man. I want to do a thing with the green screen behind me where I just animate myself, give him, like, just coming in and just... What's this guy doing behind me? This is what I can find with us. I know what you're talking about, but I think we get cast through a dedicated key, so it doesn't have any issues. Normal vMix, links for interviews and stuff. The quality is terrible at times. I think there are certain things that work. If you're watching NA or EU gameplay, I do not care. Sorry, mate. I'm not a big one for the EU NA debate. I like watching myself some cheeky carball. I think it was BDS. BDS definitely played badly. There's no way, no matter what form Dig and Queso are in, well, especially not Dig, you know, for the perfect sweep. There's no way that BDS playing at all good gets perfect swept. It just does not happen. I do want to see this happen again, though, from Queso. It's animated. It's not hectic. That's what I asked. I didn't want it to be obvious. I just wanted it to move. It is one of the most, like, I think Tim the Tapman's got one, which just does my head in. His Twitter is gone. Does anyone know what it is? Sorry, it's hard to get to right now because I obviously don't want to be scrolling Twitter on my main stream. Oh, that's why. All right, it's RAHGFX. It came up on my recents. There you are. I think he did stuff recently for... Who did he? I think it was Rizzo? I've also got his Landon poster somewhere in my house. Stream Deck, I think we're seeing a shift in the streaming world. Software like Time Balls got mixed up. It's free. Oh, it's ridiculous. And I love that stream stuff like that actually caught up. Initially, for all my graphics, I had to do all hotkey stuff. And it was just horrible. And then, you know, things like that. I mean, literally the biggest thing Stream Deck has is the fact that you can group things. Like, I can put a group of different commands for it. So it's like, all right, play the animation. And then whilst the animation is playing, switch the scene behind it. And then, you know, cut everything else off. Stream Deck's so useful for that sort of stuff. As well as games in separate captures. I think there's a way of, like... You can break things like that. As Rajus. Yes. Let's see Atlanta Football Stadium Sunday. Like Spurs. Spurs' stadium's huge. Do you use BitFocus? I do not. That's the first time I've ever heard of something called BitFocus. I think we should slowly start easing our way up there. The problem is we don't actually know how many people turn up to a LAN at the moment. We have a rough idea. But Spurs' stadium be maybe a bit big, despite the fact that it does look amazing. All right, I'll put BitFocus into my own personal notepad. So I remember to look at it later. What else have I put in here that I didn't look at? All right, well, apparently I just don't look at any of my stuff in my notepads. Norwich Stadium. Oh, yeah, no, that's... We can go to Bournemouth, actually. I think Bournemouth might have enough slots. What's Bournemouth, like 23k? BitFocus, there we are. Or Cold Rain United Stoke. That's been starting to translate now. There we are. Oh, that's cool, Crasher. I don't know if I'd have any use for that yet. I want to get used to like what I'm working with at the moment and then start upgrading. I just need to like have some good ideas first and start implementing them. Problem as well, my stream's typically very casual. So going hard on visuals just doesn't make as much sense as it used to. Yeah, Monkey Moon would never do it on a cold and rainy night in Stoke. It's not possible. So the UK lads are starting to step up. Apparently Jack was molded by the cold and rainy nights in Stoke. Man. Alright, well done, Era. Oh, I think I know why the visuals aren't working, by the way. I think I removed them temporarily. Have a look. Control center. That was one of the other ones, actually. These aren't popping up. Oh, that's why. It'll shut down. So yeah, it's stuff like this. These are the other transition things I've got. This one's gonna have some noise to it, by the way. That was done by Rajus. Let me just turn these off. We also had win and loss screens from him. So we had, for wins, we had this. This is all great when I was streaming ones in Rocket League. And if I was losing, which happened, yeah, I can imagine it's quite loud. I haven't touched these in forever. I ain't fixing all of them. There we are, turn it down. Yeah, that was
de campo, né?
That's the stuff
Mas
we
agora
had.
falando
I
sobre o
don't really know how to
jogo,
use it anymore,
eu
considering the
falei,
way
eu
we do
tava falando era
streams.
disso, a Era,
I've seen that windscreen in a while.
aquele
It's
ataque que a
been
gente
quite a
tava
bit.
maluco,
It has
não entendi nada do
legitimately been a
desempenho,
fair
foi
whack.
bem forte.
You don't even have a go at me
Isso
there.
tava fazendo
It's just
muita
legit.
falta dentro da partida. A gente não tava vendo a Era tendo esse comportamento.
But yeah, Radus does sick
essa
things. And I think Radus enjoyed making those because it was something a bit
maluca que
different.
eles têm, eu acho muito
Rather than
interessante, eu
just
gosto muito. E agora
sports.
eles parecem que querem
Rocket League sports look cool. Mine was just, hey mate, you play Persona? Alright, bit of lap, please.
Ainda tem o match point. A Era precisa aí dessas vitórias em sequência. Jogo 5 aqui pra vocês.
Yeah, Radus is just amazing. Oh, what's that? We have a orange line. We have an orange line. That right there, it's an orange line. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, no, oh, no. no. Meu amigo,
Yeah, he
acho que
did.
esse aí eu
I think he still like works
mas a gente
freelance,
viu
some
que
sort of
a
stuff
Nubble
like that.
tentando um pouquinho mais e a Era voltando nesse contra-ataque. O que eu não vi a Nubble
I'm just happy
fazendo
people like that
na
are
partida. Olha
seemingly
que
doing well for themselves.
jogada, quase
Such a great guy as well.
Mas é o seguinte, eu não vi mais esse bloqueio de meio de campo na última partida.
To be fair, actually, I can say that about everybody. I don't feel like I need to even state that anymore, although I'm still going to. I have not worked with anyone in the RL scene that I'm just like, wow, I cannot wait to not speak to this person ever again.
Pra furar essa defesa aí da Era, que joga rápido, com o Snip lá por cima.
Except for Nish, you know.
O que acontece? O Sed passa. Cadê o Sed, Bianco?
Probably. I'm just probably not remembering. I have really poor memory, by the way. I'm getting this out there. If any of you ever met me at like a LAN, and then you come up to me at like another LAN. What is this? I'm having a go in a minute. What is this? What is this? Stein! What have you done? No!
Veio pra dentro! Faça a sua festa que é 1-0, Volpe!
Sensacional, match.
Don't get happy about that!
Foi, meu parceiro.
You got faked on reaction. Like, you got faked and 10 seconds later the fake actually happened to him.
Tá muito interessante, estilo aquele da Crew contra a Era. A Era voltou em campo e a Nubble
I thought I was gonna, oh yeah, like if you meet me, like say you met me at like Landon or Washington or anything like that, you come over to me and just say, oh, do you remember me? I guarantee you I will not. I cannot remember interactions for the life of me. Hey, yo, AVP. What is this? Wave, I did good enough with the title, all right? I've capitalized well enough. Go work this weekend, Budwa.
Busca o flick, o gol tá livre, o Astromix se recupera e o Mad por muito pouco não consegue mais
In this room, we dislike Noble. League of Rock was the right one.
Mas o Astromix de novo ele, Volpe, volta pra fazer a defesa. Mas já tem rebote? Não, agora pode dar ele, porque tá tranquilo.
Yeah, they were good guys to work with as well, actually.
Placar, então, Nubble, Era a 0. E por enquanto a Nubble vai conseguindo um lugarzinho na final.
Ooh, some wall dashes. Cheeky. I was at the Stockholm Major, but we didn't really get a chance to mingle. Nope, we were very much adhering to our COVID rules. That was one thing I was impressed with. Every single group that was supposed to stick with their rules stuck with their rules. We didn't even have to like push the players to be like, hey, make sure you're doing this. They just did it. I was legitimately very, very impressed and kind of shocked that it was as easy as it was and that no real pushing in the right direction had to happen.
Manda do lado, mas foi afastado o perigo. A Nubble agora se mantém ali pouco mais no campo ofensivo. Deixa a Era contra as cordas. O Knight manda lá em cima. Essa bola é perigosa quando ela cai ali do teto. Uma velocidade.
August, the player management team.
Respira, dá chutão lá na frente.
I think Corey went up to him like day one and just went, yeah, if you don't adhere to it, we're not doing it. It was like a proper dad thing, wasn't it? If you don't do this, we're not having McDonald's. You don't play by the rules, we can't do it again. It was just like, oh no, I want land. We better stick to the rules.
Tá tentando o time da Era sair, mas os bloqueios estão sendo bem feitos. Isso pode ser uma estratégia, a jogada individual do KV1.
Wherever it takes, man.
Pelo lado aí o Astromix também.
It's like when I lied to Team 104. Team 104 at the London LAN, I knew they were going to be there, and I said, look, I'm going to get them to, you know, push some more of the crowd audio stuff towards you. But I also told them that the moment they hear a single swear word, because they were going to be like panted up. I kind of overblew it. I said at the moment any swear word is even muttered by somebody under their breath in the crowd, they will cut you guys off the broadcast. They never told me any such thing, but I made sure of it that we weren't going to have a problem. Everyone, yeah, not too happy of it, but still did it. I don't mind if people aren't happy about things as long as they do as they're told, you know? And that's not like a do what you're told, like, as in like mature enough to understand that they got to do it anyway. There's certainly things I don't like that I'll still do.
Estão na final. Agora sim pode gritar, torcedores da Noble.
Yeah, I think everyone knows what to expect at the moment. When it comes to us getting live events back, they know that we're all pushing in the right direction. Regional champs in all the regions. Wait, who's upper bracket right now? I came in like after the upper bracket match had finished. I actually don't know who's upper bracket in this tournament.
Mas não teve jeito, a Noble conseguiu ali com o match e eu falei da lei do ex, ninguém queria.
I'm sure they've shown it on screen, I just wasn't paying attention. Oh, here we go, here's the hair game again, just kick me whilst I'm down. You know what, that's a good question. I'll give you that. Helping out, crew, I think. Ooh, that'd be a new one to me. I think that's usually a good way of just getting people to dislike your thumb sprain, but hey, each their own. I'm assuming it's pronounced Crew. Crew Alexandra. That's like a League One football team for us. Did Mina have a new champ? Mina was last weekend. We're talking this weekend. This weekend's been nuts, Kentary. I have snacks in the house. I have snacks in the house, guys. I love y'all, but I love snacks more.
A Noble agora tem que fazer aquele treinamento de resistência mental, eu diria, né? Não só física, porque realmente em partidas aí de nível
I've delivered snacks.
Conseguir manter o futebol que eles vêm apresentando nesse level realmente é difícil. Agora vamos fazer diferente ali.
I have Jacob's Cracker Crisps, sour cream and chive. I was not. They're also being green screened right now. I didn't think I was gonna like these initially, but they're actually really good. No, don't be happy for Chair. Ben, RM to our best script. That is kind of boring. Like, just have the Falcons win one. Is that really too much to ask? Well, the ultimate. Like, come on, man.
Mas é o seguinte, a Cru veio com jogo totalmente diferente.
Não, ô Popini, não, é pra falar que tem 50 brasileiros.
Ah, tá. É isso que eu ia falar. Eu pensei que eram os números pra...
Hi, showing in the Callum. Hello, Winksy, the Jinxie.
Fica aquele negócio na cabeça, né? Fica, meu amigo, vamos...
Class last regional. Oh, like he's getting... Tell Ben to stop trying to get away with close. No one cares about close. Have him actually commit. That's like the prediction version of constantly going back yourself and go, oh, but the other team can win. Cool. Have them win. That's worse to me, to be honest. On the right, it's killing that damn bow tie. Because when you see stuff like this, I realize I should never touch it. No, never go anywhere near a bow tie. I mean, it needs suspenders. It needs to complete the look.
Desses números que a gente vê como as equipes e os jogadores constantemente são da nossa nacionalidade, mas o bacana dessa grande final que a gente vai ver depois do intervalo é que o pessoal da Cru possui...
What a name! Saltbang is brilliant! What a name, lads!
Muito obrigada por toda a emoção que vocês trouxeram pra gente. Foi muito...
I'm going out my way to follow that. This is an automatic Twitter follow, this one. Where's Saltbang? Man, I really messed up when it came to my name. There we go. Cheeky wee follow of Saltbang. The rest of them, nah, not chance. Saltbang, however, that's my boy. All those propeller hats. There's so much content pieces. We need to stop making some of these. He calls himself Callum. I didn't call myself Callum. I don't know, mate. Who does call themselves Callum? Or who just has that name thrust upon them by an unloving mother? Don't tell Shalom I said that.
Para matar mais uma saudade, trazemos novamente o nosso basicão da RLCS, com alguns termos usados nas para me ajudar nessa tarefa, trazemos ele, a enciclopédia viva. Fala aí, meu querido.
Fala, meu mano Thiagão, tudo tranquilo por aqui? E, mano, já vamos começando com tudo agora.
I appreciate the crisps, Showmum.
Eles querem aprender.
Cheers for leaving them outside my door.
Futebol de carrinhos. E, mano, eu já queria
I'm just gonna go down here.
O que é a demolição?
There we go. We're down here for the rest of the... Hi, everybody.
Basicamente, o que é a demolição ou demo? É quando
We're not moving.
literalmente
Just gonna wait for the wave of disappointment to go straight over me.
Carro inimigo numa velocidade supersônica, que é a velocidade mais rápida que tem como chegar no jogo, esse carrinho vai
I'm sorry.
para outra dimensão.
I didn't mean it. It was just funny.
Muito útil para você que quer literalmente jogar
Okay, I gotta get up.
LCS, né?
Vale, que já começamos com uma das minhas
Not too old for a slap. I'll have you know that there's 2 zeros in a too old. If you're gonna threaten me, at least get it right, please.
Fora de posição e até se você for rápido o suficiente, aquele bump pode virar a demo, como você muito bem explicou.
Então, meu
I need to
Thiagão,
drink more. Or
agora
less.
começando
Who
com
knows? One or the
mecânicas
other.
um pouco mais avançadas que a gente não vai ver em qualquer partida de platina. A gente começa com o flip reset. O que é o flip reset? Basicamente, se você encostar as 4 rodas do seu carro em alguma superfície, você vai basicamente ter um pulo infinito.
Well, she does know where I live.
4 rodas do seu carro
That cannot be
na bola,
denied.
Você vai ter um pulo infinito que você pode usar para confundir os seus inimigos, para confundir os seus amigos.
It was the
também,
discount BDS
pra
logo.
fazer
I think that's
jogadas
BDS.
muito bonitas.
No, it is just that bad these days.
Aproveitando o embalo, tem também o ceiling shot, que é basicamente
How do you mean discount the new BDS logo, the state of it? How can you be a discount version of that?
um chute, ou às vezes até só pegam no ceiling para tentar fazer uma defesa, tentar se manter no ar por mais tempo.
Então, meu mano Thiagão, agora
You're right, Bruford. You're right. You can see how I became perfect for online commentary, though. This is the level of shit stirring that you gotta get ready for.
Basicamente, o que é um drible aéreo ou um air dribble? É quando você leva a bola no ar.
Talk about how bad Case's new logo was. It's not great. I mostly missed the smiley face on his forehead. It's not. I don't despise it though. When I see the small version, I actually find it okay. So I found snacks, but I don't know if I should be happy. Do chocks that didn't cut the mustard? Do subpar chocks left to the side? Oh, what's the tier we're talking here, Multi? Are these like the bounty bars that you've got left over? Oh no! How have you not got rid of them, mate? Right, which chocolate is this? Will we know it?
Agora a gente tem uma jogada aqui de fake, de falsa, né?
Quality Street.
Absolutamente nada. Que é o
Quality Street any good? I feel like I like the strawberry one. Hazelnut no brown that you've... Oh no. Okay, yeah. My condolences. Team named after cheese should have cheese in their logo. You are correct. I agree. I'm going to mute for a bit because I need to catch up on shows and I just want to enjoy my crisps. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Enjoy your night, Crasher. I don't know what he's saying, but he's saying it with such happiness that I agree with him entirely. New team in Europe with mozzarella. We have to say it with like a little bit of an Italian accent. Mozzarella. You have to roll the L.
Dessa forma, você pode enganar os seus oponentes com o kick e ter uma oportunidade de gol. Mas fiquem ligados, porque esse é um lance extremamente raro no cenário.
I don't know what the current thing is supposed to be. I don't mind it. I think the current logo would look great if they weren't called Team Queso. But the fact that they're called Team Queso means that the logo doesn't fit. You can't call yourself Team Cheese and then have like a big, serious logo. It's not possible. You gotta pick a tone.
você vai explodir o cara, você vai fazer o demo que eu já expliquei aqui, e você simplesmente vai esquecer da bola, vai explodir o cara e vai ficar 3 contra 2 já no início. Isso é um kick-off que a gente não vê muito no competitivo.
Tofifi. Tofifi's... I've legitimately, I don't think I've even tried a Tofifi.
Só que quem sabe a gente começa
Doesn't sound like my sort of thing. I'm pretty tame when it comes to chocolate. It's like a Cadbury's. That's about it. Maybe a Milky Way.
Pessoal, a gente vai ter que ficar por aqui porque o próximo jogo da RLCS já vai começar. Mas fica ligado que
It's a demurte. I don't know why I'm saying foreign language stuff. I trust you, Magoodles, to not have me say something I shouldn't. If Crew wins today, they will have to go through close. Oh, ouch. And RL give Queso 30k's worth of cheese. Would cheese last that long? How long does cheese last? What's the shelf life of a cheese? I think it should be quite long, right? Like the old... You can age cheese. Cheese of death. Oh. Just starts to turn into like wheelie big cheese. They should have it based off the old Robot Wars machine. I stuck around for longer than I expected, by the way. I thought I was going to go for like an hour. But I gotta admit, just doing viewing parties and just chilling with Twitch chat is kind of easy. And just sort of fun. So I'm still here. I haven't left you yet. I really should still work out tonight, which I haven't done. Ages like fine wine. Keep seeing the image of Jack trying to eat his own microphone. It's everywhere. I'm from really northern Canada. In Northern Town, they have something called the Saute Cocktail. It explains amazing and hard to believe monster. I've heard some bad cocktails. It's become Dawson's interested in, and it sounds like an actual human. This is the worst one I've heard. An actual human toe that has been dehydrated and preserved in salt. Used to garnish a drink of... That's... A drink of your... I feel like they have to... do you know what my biggest problem with this is? Is it's not a specific drink. I don't mind the toe. But I feel like they need to have it very specifically with a certain cocktail. And the fact they're just like, oh yeah, have whatever drink you want. No, you don't. You decide what drink it's going to be. Yeah, you're right, Kentry. That's my biggest problem. What of it, mate? I've heard some absolutely awful things in my time, but that is way up there. Pick your own drink. How about you pick your opinions up off the floor? Just because you're a sprinkler as dust on something doesn't disguise the cannibalism in it. That is true. There is a distinct amount of cannibalism. I don't know. Do you have to have the toe? Or is it just sort of there? Because just because the toe is there doesn't mean you have to actually eat the toe. Yeah, a bit of defrosted, frostbitten toe. Place it in the drink. Drink the drink. Kiss the toe. You swallow the toe. All right, yeah, no. It's disgusting. 100% it's disgusting, but it's not cannibalism. It's gross. You're not going to get me to, like, disagree with you there. But it's not a cannibalism. You didn't pull a cannibalism. Eden Just Killer. You tell me none of my the toe distance. Oh, you're definitely getting some sort of toe. Yeah, 100% you drink the toe. Of course it's cannibalism. Winfer, thank you very much. You chose a perfect time to resub. Appreciate it, mate. Origin is this? Is South America, my friends. I love it if, like, you could see the toe gradually get smaller. Just like ice. Someone stole the toe once in cinema. Why? I mean, fair play, actually. I'm drunk enough at this point where I can understand how you got to that point where you did it, but why? As accident. You don't accidentally drink that. No, I don't believe that, Nish. When I'm drinking, I'm not sat going, it's a toe. And you're not going to accidentally swallow a toe. I know you feet people are out there. Was I dealing with it about why BS to how they play? I think everyone was, to be honest, mate. We're currently on Toe Watch 2022. Like you don't drink looking like a goldfish. That's a totally unnecessary fact, and I love it. Welcome to this stream, where we start off talking about very intense Rocket League things about maybe the future, and now we're here talking about toes. We'll add that to the quote list. Somebody exclamation mark quote. I wonder which one we get.
Só que aparentemente deu erro, uma falha no sistema ali em dos jogadores que o negócio não.
That is a big question. Which toe is it?
Começou a achar que tudo bem, então é só a primeira.
I think that one sets the tone very well. Yeah, now you're not. I'm not going to show you my big toe on stream. You can look down and look at your own. You're not accidentally going to swallow your big toe. There's no accident about this. This was intentional. Favorite cocktail? I got a couple of really good ones, actually, I like. 10 gift subs for Big Toe. I got fined $500. All right, I'm losing $450 off this. What are we talking about? Apparently there's a cocktail out there that gets served with a frozen toe, and somebody accidentally swallowed it, and I don't believe that it was an accident at all. And I'm hoping you're on team not an accident, Wavepunk, because there's no way it was a Wavepunk. There was no way it was an accident. It also might not have been a Wavepunk. Who knows? Could have been a Wavepunk. Which RL caster do you think would drink this toe drink? Stumpy. 100%. You won't be able to see it. But alright, back to the favorite cocktail drink. Easy. If I want to get drunk, I will go with a Malibu Breeze, which is a third coconut rum, a third pineapple juice, and a third cranberry juice. Just so easy to drink. What is my actual favorite drink? I've got an app for this. Don't think I've got a problem, but I do have an app for this. My bar. Joby would do it because he starts laughing at he goes to the sim, he starts laughing at what somebody else says, and the toe goes into his mouth. Joby actually very is likely to eat the toe. I'd say actually my favorite cocktail drink is probably a shot, actually, which is called the Squashed Frog. It is grenadine, Midori, which is melon liqueur, and egg liqueur as well. And it's so easy to drink. Moscow Mule is a good shout. Midori Sour, pretty good. Blue Kamikaze, Bacardi Cocktail. Cheeky wee old fashioned. A whiskey sours are good. Whiskey sours are really good if you can be a tall last. The problem with whiskey sours is you're not making one when you're that drunk, because you're not bothering with getting an egg white. And if you do bother to get an egg white, you're not getting an egg white, you're getting an egg. Do you know if Monkey made an extra room boot camp? I actually don't. You guys looked at the cameras more than we did. You guys had access to this stuff. God, you got me to the coughing stage. Monkey wasn't here, COVID. Oh, did he have it as well today? I know Relating Wave was away because of that. Must leave. I'm happy I made the stream talk about toes. Bye, everyone. I'm happy you got everyone talking about toes. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome to come back whenever you feel like it. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. An affogato. What is an affogato? Whiskey sours are really good.
muito difícil. Se eles
We appreciate your
conseguirem, de fato,
translation,
ganhar,
Shogun.
eu
My
vou ficar
translation.
muito surpreendida, simplesmente porque se fosse eu,
Ice
eu
cream
já
coffee.
estaria
Ooh.
muito cansada, sei lá.
I want to just throw like some
Olha,
rum
Ana, vou te
into a
falar,
hot
eu
chocolate.
vou
I
até
feel like that'd be
falar
really
primeiramente
easy.
que eu tava no backstage ali e eu errei todos os meus palpites do dia.
Everyone tell Queso that win doesn't count.
Inclusive, fazer um intensivão.
Inform them immediately.
Eu vou de contrário, tá? Eu acho que a Noble tá vindo muito.
There's no relating wave?
Você tá
No monkey
certo
moon?
de aproveitamento,
I mean, how can you
então,
call this
meu
possibly
palpite,
legitimate?
Facilitando ao seu lado, mas ó, em final tem um histórico.
Get him
bom,
out of
tá?
here.
Mas eu acho que a Noble vai conseguir esse bracket reset, Ana, porque o Sedgen está num dia que, olha, que dia, hein, meu amigo? Que dia tá correndo aí pra ser facilmente o MVP do campeonato inteiro e o match.
Look, I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying we take away the first place, but half points, at least. I mean, for only Team Queso, every other team gets to keep all of their points, you know, because they battled for it bravely. But Team Queso, half points. They're on 175 and a half. Wait, that's not it, is it? Yeah, it is 175 and a half, isn't it?
Que a gente tem jogadores incríveis nas duas equipes, né? Lá pela Cru a gente já vê o
I don't like that
Magoodle
Magoodle.
fazendo aquela dupla sensacional. Eles estão com uma avaliação em números.
That is crazy talk, Just Killer, and you take that sort of blasphemous analysis out of here.
Fizeram muitos passes, muitos gols. Então eles
At least
realmente
I think, have we got anybody around here that can edit the Wikipedia? There's like a big asterisk next to everything. Whenever the Apollo Open is mentioned, asterisks.
Pela Nubble, a gente sabe que tem jogadores incríveis, né? Então a gente sabe que tem um match que tá jogando.
I'm not saying they didn't earn it, but I'm saying Queso winning is a disgrace to Europe. I'm maybe going a bit far now. What is Apollo anyway? It's a cool name, isn't it? That's just what the tournament was named. Europe doesn't get sponsors. What are we talking about here? BDS is only trying to replicate their first split. Why change it if it doesn't work? I'm to BDS, I only watched the finals. BDS did a thing where they don't play very good Rocket League. And it was a bold and interesting strategy, but not one that worked out.
O chat acredita que o Acarajé vai zicar a Nubble, mas tá dividido, hein? Tá bem dividido, próximo
Also, I'm
de
eating a
50%.
cracker because
E
I
aí,
deserve it
Acarajé,
after that sort of
será
stuff.
que o chat te conhece?
Olha, pela história, Ana, por tudo que aconteceu dentro desse primeiro regional de Winter, eu não tenho como negar que o time da Nubble...
I do love it sometimes when people like want really in-depth analysis, and you can just usually tell me just go, "I'm not playing very well today, are they?"
Isso é lógico.
And it's actually just correct.
Eu vou de Nubble pra te ajudar, cara. Vou te ajudar junto com você.
Nah, that's a manager right there. That's a regional manager right there, Nish. He gives us every reason for it. BDS plays poor Rocket League. I mean, they're playing good Rocket League the first 2 days. Just play bad Rocket League today. That's our regional manager right there, buddy. I can't say regional manager without thinking of like The Office. Like the assistant to the regional manager. Alright, see you later, Multi. Enjoy your night, buds.
Muito simples, o time da Cru até agora não perdeu absolutamente nenhuma série no campeonato. Eles vêm invictos na fase de grupos e também aqui na fase
Job stream as always. Do people enjoy? I obviously don't know. I'm just vibing at the moment. I'm not really doing too much.
Os times só saem depois de perderem pelo menos 2 jogos, 2 séries. E não é o caso da Cru. Então, como ela não perdeu nenhuma, ela tem a vantagem na final. A Noble
I hope you guys
já
enjoyed
perdeu
this.
uma série,
I'm just
eles
here
vieram da
chilling.
parte de baixo da tabela.
Obviously, I think a lot of our Rocket League viewers maybe just don't see the more casual side. How many drinks in are you? 2? 2 quite deep ones, though. The problem is, Smifer, is I switch so quickly after I've had a couple of drinks that people think I'm always a lot more in. But my 2 drinks mode is a lot more loose, but I'll stay at this stage for the rest of the night. I typically, unless it was like the Street Fighter stream. I don't know if you were there for that one, Smifer, but the Street Fighter stream was the only time I've been properly like messed up, and we hit Stage 3. Stage 3 Shogun is just me being really nice to everyone. We definitely haven't got there yet. It was glorious. It's the nicest I've ever been. It's a good thing. It's sort of like a safety net, though, knowing that my drunk is just nice and wholesome. It's a good thing knowing that if I ever go like very drunk, it's only gonna go there. I'm just be good. Want to drink in and I get in there. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I quite like that I hit a stage after like a drink. The next major will be. Oh, I've heard that it's gonna be. And you should start working towards getting there. Mate, I can't believe I complimented Addy and Kraz that much. Way to bring the mood down. Alright, this is the one. Let's go, crew! Any team but Noble. Nah, I might be one of the most wholesome drinkers I know of. That stream was so wholesome at the end. It was just me play. The worst part is I was still... Actually, no, I wasn't winning. I went on a 23-game loss streak and Street Fighter 5 by the end of that. Boatland. Oh, we can go around the world. How long does it take for a cruise to go around the world? We could have like a really long LAN that is actually worldwide. Oh no, what's the Wi-Fi like on a boat? Kraz's home is the venue. We can like 3D print a trophy. Yep, Aerotani and Fury are both out. And according to my sources, this is a surprise. Obviously. Mandou na tabela, tentou encontrar ela, mas a bola encontrou o Drufinho. Bola no alto agora comete mais uma vez, tentou fazer o flip reset. Deixa a bola correr. Pula, pirata! É o Benz, né, amor? É o Benz, Gracie.
É o Benz, o Benz.
I'm gonna find out I started randomly following people today. And Sam copied OC's homework. Yeah, well, it is Bigger Brother, isn't it? Born 2 years earlier. Just have to steal everything, don't they? Don't mind a major in Japan. I was so livid. Not livid. I think that's the wrong word. I was upset that we didn't get to do anything proper for like it was not Samsung, was it? The Intel World Open, like in person. There's a possibility we could have maybe done some of that stuff in Japan. That'd have been sick. But unfortunately, not to be. This is the horrible bit about doing my job, actually. Is I can never decide where I'd ever want to go to holiday. I've not been on a holiday in my entire adult life. And I don't think I ever will be, because everywhere I can possibly think of, there will always be that part of me that just goes, but couldn't I possibly go as part of work? That would be awkward. I feel like me going over there... So, let me preface this with saying me calling myself Shogun had nothing to do with, like, Japanese culture initially. I called it myself that because there was like a fighting fantasy book. I don't know if anyone ever used those. It was one of those books where you just go through and just like, oh, if you want to turn left down the corridor, you go to this page. And if you want to turn right, you go to this page. There was a fighting fantasy book called A Champion of the Shogun, or Sword of the Samurai was its called. What was its name? And you were playing in that as the, quote, Champion of the Shogun. And I was thinking, why don't I be the champion? I'm going to call myself Shogun because that was when I first got into like online gaming. Like, hey, do you want a name? I was like, I'll go with Shogun then. But I feel like me going to Japan and calling myself Shogun would not necessarily be taken amazingly. Although I don't think like anyone in the UK would care if like a player called themselves King. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think culturally that would be like perfectly okay. I might be wrong. I think if we ever did like an event in Japan, I might have to just be going by like Callum Kia. Yeah, I would probably make the recommendation that we just go by my real name until we get back to like Western regions. Callum the Kia. That'd be pretty sick. Oh, no, we just removed the Shogun part. Or, oh, I don't know about this one. We even just call me Callum the and just leave it up to everyone else's imagination. Or we just start calling me Shogi for a whole LAN. Could we get away with calling me Shogi? I know that's also like a board game, but mine's got an E on the end, so it's different. And if that's a problem, we just start calling me Shogi Wogi. A whole LAN casted by Johnny Boy and Shogi Wogi.
Então, a defesa tá funcionando. Tem que ser desse jeito e continuar.
Sobrou! Gol da Noble!
I suppose it's an issue we ever find out. People just call me Shogi now on stream more often than not. If Shogi like sounded, I legitimately, if I had the opportunity to, would probably rebrand myself. I feel like Shogi just is the vibe that I have now. He sounds like Yogi's brother. Kinda. Shogi Wogi Uwu. That is the next level. That's actually my my NA League of Legends name. That was really loud. You literally have the opportunity to. I don't think I do, actually. I think that Twitter and Twitch is both gone. That is really... Like, lads, we need to discuss this volume. Yeah, my NA league name is Shogi Wogi Uwu. Just because I thought it was funny. Yeah, if those were both available, Wave, I actually would have made the transition over to Shogi by now. I feel like it's also something that my agent was just like, mate, what are you doing? It's also a difficult part because you can't change your Twitter name without losing verified, can you? Maybe at some point. I don't think it would really hurt. I'm tired tonight. It's actually quite a nice feeling. I'm never usually tired at like a normal-ish time. Upstart, I don't know what that sentence was. I'm gonna assume that was why not? I don't know. I love Shogun. Hello, sir. Damn, that's the good reason why we're not transitioning over to Shogi. How you doing, Lewis? Okay, I need you to expose the RCS cast and their league ability. It's been a while, Smither. It was the best. I think Johnny used to be plat when he played. I was silver. I wasn't very good. I lost my promotion series to get to gold 5 times. That hurt. Who else did we play with? Wave, did you play in those? I think you did, right? We played with Carpet. Carpet was fine. We usually release when the next land location is, when we're 100% certain of where it's going to be and how we're going to run it. In what RL? Nah, this was League of Legends. Such a jinx thing to say, SMH. You leave my girl alone, alright? Do you know how good it has been, Smither? To like have one character that you care about in League of Legends and have all media revolve around her. It's been so nice. I never get this. I always pick like the most obscure character in the game to like. When we had like a week or two where we all played League of Legends. And like Worlds was wrapping up. É importante esses primeiros segundos de jogo para poder segurar ou então mesmo fazer o gol, porque agora a Nubble se beneficia e tá num momento muito feliz. I mean, we had Daz pop in for a few as well. I cannot remember anyone's level, to be completely fair. I remember I had like a support that was like, we would just win everything. Actually, might have been Wave. It's entirely possible Wave supported me on occasion. Played top, I think. I'm trying to remember who it was. I had a support and we just like won every single match. With like me at 6-0 after like 10 minutes. By the way, Jinx Leona is just super OP at low level because you just have Leona easily get in and then put chompers down. And, you know, it's just done from there. Leona is so nasty, especially at like low level. Nobody knows how to deal with it, and everyone just panics and runs away. To be fair, I would do the exact same. I've been trying to learn how to play TFT lately as well. That's been good fun. I haven't won a game, but I'm always top 4. So I suppose that's winning. Blitzcrank is my idol. I feel like if I'm with a Blitzcrank, I feel like I'm just gonna solo the whole game. Yeah, my entire goal this season, or this year, is I want to learn a whole bunch of games to, like, a gold level. Maybe even a plat if we were applying it to Rocket League. Just, like, you've got the base, you know when you're learning stuff and you go, oh, like that really quick? That's what I want to do with a whole bunch of games. Just get a whole bunch of stuff that I can throw on stream whenever I feel like it and actually have it at a playable level where I'm still learning. Rather than when you get beyond, like, that plat level, you start taking it seriously, you start getting tilted. Stuff like that. So, I've done it with Street Fighter. I've done that with Guilty Gear. I want to get there with Teamfight Tactics. Obviously, Rocket League is above there. Maybe I'm even, like... The worst part about Rocket League, for me, playing it on stream, is I'm not at the level where the games would have me be. Actually, that's wrong. That is actually wrong, considering the last time I played it, I was playing, like, low Grand Champ games, and the state of them, those were Mistake City from everybody around. So, that was incorrect. But my ones rating is definitely higher than my skill level currently is. And the worst part is I played like 3 games and somehow scuffed 2 wins. And I still don't know how it happened. I scuffed 2 wins and played once in like a year and a half. Somebody turned around to me after I won and went, I can never beat you. It's like, mate, what do you mean you can never beat me? How on earth have you been playing this for a year and a half since I went and you still can't beat me? What is going on here? What's some other games that would be good to get up to that level? I wish Smite was bigger. I think F-Dot would wish Smite was bigger as well. What are the other ones we've been, like, testing around with? I don't know if I want to play League itself. CSGO, I'm not going to lie, I'm not interested in CSGO. I think CSGO is too far away from me on my general skill level for that particular set of mechanics. Like, I've spent so long controller in my life that KBM shooters are just so far beyond me. It's Pokemon Mobile. That's very pay to win, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just really useless at those games. There's 2 sort of games I'm really bad at. CSGO style shooters and 2D platformers. They're both really bad for me. Oh, that would have been nasty. We played Hades. I have played a bit of Hades. I've not finished it. I do need to do that. I think it depends on what you're capable of doing. You might find it more accessible than LoL, but I legitimately would find LoL more accessible than CSGO. Depends on what, like, gaming experience you've got going into it. What was the other stuff? I swear there were some other games that I wanted to get decent at. Oh, there's a bunch of fighters, though, this year that I want to get good at. DNF Duel looks really good for newcomers. If anyone's ever had any interest in getting involved in a fighting game, DNF Duel might be the one for you, because the execution for that game is so low. How is that not in? The other one as well is going to be King of Fighters 15. Do you do F1 community races? I do. We did, so I keep them rare. We have something on Sundays called the Banter Grand Prix, where it's a bunch of me and, like, community members. We get everyone on the Discord and we just have a race. 50% race distance. But I have on occasion just opened up random F1 lobbies with as much damage as I can throw onto it, because it's really funny. Maybe FPS games, just not for me. Yeah, the only one I ever got into was PS3, playing Modern Warfare 2. That was my FPS. I wasn't very good. I was alright. I had a positive KD at the very least. It was like 1.23. So it wasn't a terrible time. If anybody remembers early Rocket League, a guy called O'Neill Clan, I played in a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 clan with him called Zoom Tech. I love, like, the battle cards stories, I can tell. I used to really enjoy telling whenever Gambit would turn up on stream, how he used to go into the team mode in battle cards with a second controller, and as soon as he found the game, he'd turn that controller off and 1v2 people. And he was in a top 20 team in the world by himself. It was crazy. And the thing is, you turn up against him and wouldn't just go, all right, we got a 1v2. We were like, oh, we have to pay attention here. We're playing Gambit. Or, as he was known at the time, the Pie Man of Death. Yeah, you can see why he rebranded. We're going to get a reset at this rate, aren't we? Yeah. We saw a lot of the players. Gambit wasn't necessarily on the same list. Gambit has own reasons to leave the scene. I think there was a lot of Battlecast players that didn't quite know how good they had it when they came over. Like, we had such an advantage over everybody else. Like, I legitimately, this is how far ahead we were. Legitimately, I think if I pushed for it, I could have made, like, the RLC Pro League quite easily. Maybe even an outside chance of qualifying for an RLCS, like a Season 1 RLCS split. That's how far ahead we were. And you already know how far behind I am now in terms of gameplay. Oh, nice shot. I think a lot of Battlecast players just didn't realize how big Rocket League was going to get. I was pretty aware very early how big Rocket League was going to get. That's the reason why I got away from being a player as quickly as I could. And immediately went into trying to become a commentator. I think a lot of the Battlecast people just sort of thought, it'll be a quick buck, and then it will all leave, and we won't see it ever again. And just didn't, you know, try and apply themselves. So that's the reason why we saw so many Battlecast people fall off. It was only people like Crow and maybe Cooks. I don't know. Cooks is just a weird case. As this grand finals, a multiple series, or just the one? Yeah, as Kentary said, bracket reset if Noble wins. If Crew wins, then it's just done and dusted.
Bola perigosa, Drufinho faz uma boa defesa. Bola na bola, tentou encontrar, não encontrou ninguém, encontrou o vento. Net, mantém sempre a bola no ataque. O passe é feito.
And it is a bit of a shame that we lost so many Battlecast players purely from that. Well, take the chance that you got, and some of them just didn't. Gibbs had the best idea. Gibbs played this the best way possible. Become like such a well-known player, and then quit after one of your best tournament results. What an absolute legend. Recently learned that Dementor... No way, Dementor's a Battlecast guy. Did he, like, play it once? He's not a name I'm familiar with at all. I'm curious, like, what level of involved with Battlecast Dementor was. Because, like, it's even players like... we've even mentioned with Scrub how Scrub played Battlecast, but Scrub obviously wasn't a known within the community because of his age. It'd be weird if he was. Yeah, I can imagine he, like, played a bit of Battlecast, and that was it, really. A player or a commentator when you could become Gibbs. Gibbs is, like, unreplaceable. Gibbs' role is literally Gibbs. If you can have a name rolled... a role named after yourself, then you're set. Like, who are we going to get to take the Gibbs role? You're never going to replace Gibbs in the Gibbs role. You just got Gibbs. He has got job security that few can dream of.
Match é o nome dele, Match King aproveita o rebote e crava o empate.
Golaço, Sed mandou essa bola ali na parede, no rebote.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe Dementor played like once or twice. I definitely don't believe. I feel like we were all... We all missed out, by the way. My Bipod for sure, not ever having a real chance. Bipod was a special player. Bipod was legitimately like Kronovi, Marky Dudar levels. He might have even been above them both. I think Bipod was probably the best Battlecast. Sorry, I got hiccups. Bipod was probably the best Battlecast player of all time. And we never got to showcase him. We didn't showcase... He was at the Mike Rules Oh, that's just an open. The Mike Rules, Marky, Crow, Cookseer level. Like, those were the ones that you looked out for in tournaments. Bipod was the best strikers.
Chutes e 2 gols pro match. Tá jogando fino do fino, tá gostando do jogo, já fez aí, né, as oportunidades que aparecem pra ele, ele tá com certeza concretizando.
It's just such a shame.
Vê a Nubble aqui sem sentir medo, tá vindo cada vez mais pra cima.
It would have also been amazing, though, if we got, like, the best player when I was getting into battle cars. Kiss My Tiny Ass was his name. He would have been interesting to see at a top level. Just didn't make the move. He made the move, but it was late. I just don't think his skill set ever translated, because he was involved in Gfinity tournaments. He played with Svex, who was another top. Svex had like the most wins in battle cars. He was also a fairly solid player. But Bipod just never really went anywhere. I think he got like another job, and that sort of take his main focus. He teaches pool or snooker, I think. Yeah, Bipod's name was a wee bit bad. Yeah, there was a couple of other players that we missed out on. The Fada brothers. We literally had 2 brothers that would just play on split screen. And they would just rinse everybody. Who else? El Trixer we missed out on. NA didn't really lose anybody, actually. NA's top players translated over. Fireburner was actually never much of a big deal in battle cars. Fire was one of those ones that really stepped up in this game. Like, if you asked anybody in battle cars that Fireburner was going to have the career that he did, you wouldn't think Fireburner would make like a grand final in a battle cars freeze tournament, let alone make it to like a London grand finals, you know, 5 years later. The Fireburner was one of those ones that really stepped up with the new game. Pashy as well. Pashy with the new one was never considered amongst the gods of battle cars, and considering 3 of them came together between Marky, Cooks, and Mike, Pashy should have been nowhere near. But Pashy did a good job of making himself relevant.
MVP da partida, tá jogando demais. Ele deu 2 chutes a gols, não conseguiu fazer nenhum gol, mas
I'll tell you what the biggest shock to the system ever was as a battle cars player. Coming over, was seeing a tournament get finished in a day. Getting the first ESL, 128 teams, and seeing all, it took forever, I agree, but 128 teams get a winner in a single day. Our tournaments, one's tournaments, took 2 months. It was bad. We were not very good at getting these things finished, and they usually got cancelled halfway through. We didn't get very many winners.
Algumas defesas melhores ali, algumas escapadas de bumps, talvez, rotação, é uma coisa importante que a gente tá vendo.
I don't think anybody asked me about that Rocket League Battlecast tangent, but it felt good going on it.
Pra aquecer as coisas, mostrou que a crew ainda não está morta, essa série ainda não acabou, a gente sabe que é match point,
I was thinking of Mr. Ass. True. I think he rebranded himself actually to Macho LOL, or Macho King, or something like that.
Porque pode ser a chance deles brilharem.
Mas também pode ser o último jogo. Capô com capô. Vamos para a partida de número 4, onde a Nubble vence por 3-0. Lembrando que se eles
So he might have been alright.
eles finalizam a primeira série.
It's him in like Ratharios or something like that. He had like a mate that he played with. Better than my mate that I played with. He used to play 2s with a guy that scored 1 own goal every 3 games. Very difficult to win when you got a teammate that's doing that all the time.
Bola vira de campo. Se livra dela de qualquer maneira o jogador da Noble. No alto agora ninguém da crew para acompanhar a Sed. Também dá um pouquinho pro lado do Sed, que não gosta de boost, hein, Graça? Tá sempre...
What's his name? Turbo. No, no it was not. Although, would not surprise me in hindsight.
Deixando ele pegar esse boost, Celod. Se deixar ele jogar, a gente já viu o estrago que ele faz, né? Então tira o boost dele, tira todos os motos que tiver ali pra deixar ele sem gasolina, sem roda, pra ver se dificulta um pouquinho mais o jogo dele. Mas eu acho que mesmo assim ele ainda vai arriscar umas jogadas.
I don't know why I went to Twitter. Twitter is just always people having a moan. I'm not even gonna look at what people are having a moan about. I'm just done. It's not worth it.
no contra-ataque com o Pan.
I've got to start
Pode fazer o
piecing
passe,
out
ele
on there.
consegue bloqueio. Bola perigosa. Espirrou, mas ninguém acompanhou. Benz faz um passe pra trás. Pra Drufinho recomeçar o
Oh.
zero. Passou pelo
Come
primeiro.
on, mate. I'm paying attention now because this might be
Vem aqui no escanteio, pode fazer
the
o
opportunity
passe,
for Noble to
acabou.
reset. Oh, what a shot.
Gol
Alright, that's pretty sick.
da Cruz!
At least I now know when there's a goal.
Vai, é o nome dele.
You gotta listen out for the keywords, like
Na medida é 1 a
goal.
0.
Golaço, a gente vê que o Drufinho deu o passe pra esse lance. Os jogadores da Noble não conseguiram fazer a defesa. Tentaram ali, ficaram um pouco perdidos, mas não deu certo. O Pan é o jogador que tá fazendo os gols até aqui. Normalmente a gente acompanha o Drufinho, né? E o próprio Benz fazendo muitos gols. Mas o Pan tá chamando a responsabilidade.
Linguistic
agora
genius.
que eles estão em um momento um pouco difícil.
Should we ever have an
Eles
NA
têm
versus
condições
EUCaster
também
3v3 at
pra
LAN?
evitar a Noble.
I think we did it
A gente
once
perdeu
before.
1 a 0 e a gente já viu a virada
Like a
dessa.
weird one, actually. It was like Gibbs. Oh, cast by pros. I don't think we trust the pros. It depends on the pros that you want here, mate. If we're talking Extra and Garrett, I think we can get away with casting by Extra and Garrett. But if you're asking for Turbo,
Lá no ataque.
I don't think we're getting away with Turbo.
Ela vai descer com perigo, mas não. Chegou o primeiro jogador do time da Cruz, conseguiu afastar o
Would
perigo.
you try if you had this many sponsors, Armorlight, and this many viewers? Would you trust Turbo with the live mic for 30 minutes? You want scrub on? Nah. There is no chance you're getting a 30-minute scrub and Turbo live microphone.
Bola com sede.
Are you having a giggle?
Muito mais match bem posicionado. Faz uma boa defesa. Metade do jogo até agora, 1 a 0.
You have Garrett and Extra or nothing. Or Justin first killer. So you want silence.
Bem a sua defesa, deixando a Cru vir pro ataque. Então, no momento que eles começarem a fazer o contra-ataque, a situação pode rolar aquele empate, aquele famoso empate que a gente já viu rolar por aqui. Então, a Cru tá tentando.
There's a lot of reasons why that one's not happening.
O contra-ataque
And
vai.
surprisingly, at least the rule is how bad our Rocket League would be.
Contra-ataque vem forte agora.
It's all French people. I want a French in it, like someone from Spain.
Faz aqui aéreo, aquele aéreo.
We'll get Realize in there as well, actually. Just really make it as
Pessoal falando na comunidade.
multinational as possible.
Funcionar. Cede, deixou a bola passar com perigo. Quem aproveita é o Benz.
Does Marky still count as a pro? Yeah, I think he counts as a coach now because he works with guilds.
Consegue mais um bom toque, Drufinho com muita paciência. Consegue não
Would you for another
deixar
caster
jogar.
3v3?
Se livrou dela de qualquer
We're
maneira,
not.
mas um contra-
The last one we did, me and Carpet made a complete shambles of it.
Meio, tenta Noble chegar mais uma vez, o bloqueio é feito. Tá com poucos goleiros agora. Na volta, Matt fez um bom lance, mas Benz tira, aproximando agora de 1 minuto.
Realize it's not good anymore.
Por enquanto não tá mais
Oh, you lot are very mean over there.
pra não queimar, né?
Just throwing away these
Cara,
players.
porque a Noble tá sofrendo muito, tá batendo muito na frente no ataque, colocando a bola sempre no meio de campo pra frente e a Cru tá sofrendo pra fazer as defesas. 1 hora, tanto bate até que fura.
Tanto bate até que Fúria? Não, a Fúria já.
Não,
I
não.
waited this long just to watch Noble lose a game. Ever since I started working against them,
Ali o time da Noble.
I don't think I've seen them lose a single game.
Ele do lado da Cru utiliza o teclado.
Yumi's viewing party of APAC was very anti-Tokyo. I can imagine
Noble
so.
também utiliza o teclado. Todos os outros utilizam controles de consoles. O chute! Gol da Cruz!
I refuse to say pro underdog.
Bolinho sobrou, Bamako é 2 a 0.
2 a 0.
They are,
a gente
Nish.
viu o Pan aí
They are.
aproveitando a oportunidade.
We got the high score's been set at the last major.
O Benz,
Gotta go higher than that.
Você tá com mais chance, tá de frente pro gol, manda pra dentro, que aí a gente vai ficar numa situação melhor, mais suave, mais tranquila por enquanto.
Somebody mentioned sushi earlier on, and I wasn't hungry when they said that, but now I am. Now I'm really sad that the sushi place is definitely shut. Everything's probably shut right now. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. There's nothing open.
Sua primeira vitória na grande final. Agora mais uma vez o Benz. Vem.
Apart from my gullet.
Faltou um pouquinho de ângulo, que pecadinho. Contagem regressiva, cronômetro na tela. A Cru vai se mantendo viva por enquanto nessa primeira série. A
Oh,
explosão
is
acontece.
anybody here? No? Alright, cool.
Já mandou ali as fagulhas pro alto. E a
Good to
Cru
know.
consegue manter a série em 3 a 1.
3 a 1 aí a gente já começa a ver a Cru corresponder. Tá começando a responder um pouco tarde, sim, mas tem tempo, tem muitas partidas pra rolar. Então se a Cru se adaptou, melhorou bastante. A gente vê que o Drufinho
Right, friends. I'm gonna head. Because I need to do a workout, and I just saw that it was like 11.
gente vê que quem faz assistências ganha bastante pontos.
So I need to
Ele
get that
participa
done
de uma
before it's
defesa
too late.
com um chute pra gol, pra não dizer que ele não
Made some
tentou.
lentil soup today with
Então,
spiced rice and it was
falta mais
amazing.
chutes pro time da
You're doing better with the
Mesmo
cooking than I
vencendo
am,
essa
mate.
partida, tem que
I'm not doing
avançar um pouco
amazing.
mais, mais
I need to start doing some of my own
agressividade,
cooking
porque eles
again.
precisam
But I'm gonna
de
head off.
resultado, né? Eles
Has
vão
anyone got a
atrás
watch party going at the moment that I can send you guys over to? But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to do this more often, but I do need to get going.
Eles passaram algum
There we are. Oh, where's my music? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I want to do some more of these in the future. Just chill, post-event, have a wee chat. This went longer than I thought it would be. I thought I was going to be live for like an hour and a half. And then I'd head, so... I did good. I almost committed to the whole event. Everyone's very Spanish. Or I could send you right now. Let's send you to Relating Wave. Everyone send your best to Relating Wave, alright? He's had a cheeky bout with COVID. Be nice to him. There you go. It was fun. Forgot there was an assistant background. So did I on occasion. Right, I'll see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your night. Love you all. Bye-bye.